my cameras are not working yet again. This is getting crazy. I don't know why they keep breaking like this, but I'm going to fix them. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm moving now. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another live stream. I guess we have done live streams like this before where we've kind of done a convention recap, but welcome back. How's everybody doing? It's been a little bit of time. It's been a while since we've done a stream, mainly because I was in Philadelphia last week at PAX Unplugged. Beasto, welcome. How's it going? Thank you so very much for the subscription. 30 months is insane. I can't believe that this has been going on for 30 months. That's awesome. That's so exciting. Hope you're doing well. It snowed here last night. Was not expecting that. Woke up. Yeah. Leroy, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. Good stuff. And it looks like, yeah. Cool. So yeah, PAX Unplugged. I went to PAX Unplugged this last week. That's in Philadelphia. Time to see the PAX Hall. Yes, it's a little bit smaller than it was last year. I didn't go as crazy as I did last year, but still got some really fun stuff and got to meet up with some cool people and play some fun games. And so it was just good stuff. Depending on how long this goes, sometimes I talk for a long time. So I expect to play some champions, but we'll see actually if how well this goes. I'm thinking I built a Iceman deck that I brought to PAX that I wanted to play. I never actually got to play any champions at PAX. We ran out of time. It was a busy weekend, and so if we have time, which I expect we will, I think I may just break out that Iceman deck and see how it's going. But so that's kind of the idea of the day. But yeah, PAX is in Philadelphia. It usually is the weekend after Thanksgiving, but next year I'm so excited because they're actually making it the weekend before Thanksgiving. So it's like earlier in November rather than December. And just from like a timing standpoint and just like trying to get everything ready, I am so on board for that switch because I yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot to go like Thanksgiving, do all that travel, come back, and then get ready to leave just a couple of days later was a lot. And it has been for the last couple of years. And so having it the week before, I think will just be much better. And then Thanksgiving can happen and then off to the holidays. So I'm excited for that. So I think it's the 20th. They announced the dates a couple of days ago. So I'm hoping that is the standard going forward. But yeah, so it's usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was really expensive this year. The hotels were pretty expensive. Now I wasn't super ambitious with when I did get my hotels, and so that probably had something to do with it. So I actually flew home Sunday morning. The flight home I had 2 layovers. I haven't taken a flight with 2 layovers in a long time, and so got to read a lot of books because I was trying to avoid F1 spoilers during the trip. But yeah, so I was there for Friday, Saturday. It was really expensive this year. Life in 2024. Yeah, that's fair. I guess I should not. Expensive this year. We'll see how it is later. um. So yeah, that I guess that is true. So assuming that everything is good, I do plan on going back next year. I guess I would probably cut out other conventions before I cut out PAX, just based on how expensive things are projected to get. If I would probably cut out Origins first, of all the conventions that I go to. hope costs are going down in the next few months. It's going to be the opposite. I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah, with a lot of the publishers, a lot of the conversations, everything, it does sound like it's about to be worse. So, but yeah, I think if I had to cut out a convention, it would be convention tier list win. Oh, that'd be fun. I need to think about what conventions I have not been to that would make it to that. I think BGG Con would be on the list. PAX East could be on the list for the convent or for like a larger board game convention. Um, but yeah, that's a fun idea. And it also like what do you want out of the conventions? Because PAX is very laid back compared to a lot of the other conventions in terms of like there's typically more time to play games. They have a very extensive game library that is free to convention goers. You can just kind of show up and play. They have the Unpub room, which is really cool, where people who do not have like their games published, they have an entire room where you can come in, you set up your game, you get people to come in and play your game, give you feedback on that game. I've done that a couple of times. I walked around the room this year, but I didn't participate in any playtesting. But like, I know I played Bark Avenue, which is a dog walking set collection type game there a couple of years ago. And so it's just like a really cool uh, convention that facilitates a lot of just playing games. Whereas, like, I think Gen Con is a lot more focused on the new and selling a lot of the new games. And so, like, what do you want out of a convention? Um, but I think that um, that PAX is a really good one for just playing games and having a good time, meeting up with people. It's a lot slower paced, and I also have a little bit different of a outlook on it because when I'm there, I'm working, and so that's a bit different. Yo, Nelson, I played my first true solo game last night in Champions. That's exciting, Esper. Justice Core Box Spidey versus Green Goblin. Nice. That's awesome. How'd it go? Problem with Gen Con is that it's too big. Gen Con is huge, yeah. So I actually didn't see how many people were at PAX this year. It felt pretty big. It felt pretty dense. Gen Con was like 70,000 people. It was a lot. It was a lot. Weird that you saw the D20 guy. That must have ruined your PAX experience. Oh no, yeah, it was good. That'd be really helpful for us who've never been to any conventions, but would still like to get into them. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I would say um for the bigger conventions of the in the United States, I have not been to anything outside of the states. Essen being probably or the biggest one in the world. Um, I would say if you want to play games, Origins or PAX, with a preference towards PAX for me. New games coming out, Gen Con. I want to play Marvel Champions, kind of Heroes. Uh, and then yeah, so those are the big ones each year that I will go to. But I really like PAX. Justice wasn't the best aspect, but you beat him. Nice, congrats, that's awesome. But yeah, I got to meet up with a lot of people. I did get to see D20. We got to play a game with D20 and novels. We played Unmatched. Um, I did not win. Uh, but yeah, so that was fun. I got to we D20 and I think it was 2 years ago when we briefly met for the first time in person, and I've been collaborating with D20 for I don't know, probably 3 years now, 4 years now. And so like we've talked hours and hours on like video chat, but it was like kind of the first time that we had ever met each other in person. But it was kind of like in passing. I saw um just saw him, and then this year we actually got to spend some quality time together. Got to play some games, and so that was a lot of fun. It was good seeing them, and interacting and being with them. That was a lot of fun. Um, Unmatched is fun, but more than two players, it's more random and less tactical, which is kind of yeah, 100%. I believe that. I feel like the head-to-head really kind of brings out the game portion of Unmatched. And we were playing four players, and it was more of a conversation piece than it was. It was just kind of chaos, and which was fun. We were gonna play It Was the Wonderful Kingdom, but it was only two players, and so we ended up not doing that. Leroy, have you seen the Reddit post claiming that Blue Thor is the best hero in the game? Interesting. I disagree. I feel like it's so situational based on what you're playing. If you're playing Thanos, he's not because there's no minions, right? So I think Thor can be really, really strong. Squared off and face to pass are insane. 100%, yeah. And like we ran the deck and we beat Claw with Sinister. I think it's a really, really strong deck, but it's also like a deck that is pretty situational to what villain and modular sets you're facing off against. Blue Thor is good, but flavor of the month, not even top 10. Yeah. 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 I mean like he got a huge boost with face to pass and squared off. Um and it's a really good deck. It's a really fun deck. Um if we got more Asgard allies, I could see that if we tie in the Bifrost and if we get some more stuff. But yeah, it's fun. Um yeah, I got to meet up with D20. Um, got to play some Star Wars Unlimited. I entered a sealed event of Star Wars Unlimited. Went 1 and 2. Awesome. Got absolutely rocked. Yeah, it was not good. It was bad. But I had a lot of fun. There was somebody there. She pulled 2 legendaries and a showcase, and so it was like that was awesome to be there in like the pod to see that happen. It was just like bananas to watch that. Um, I had no good pulls. I actually I think gave all my cards to somebody who had just started playing the game, which is the person that I beat. Um, but no, it was a good time. The people in the pod were just great, and it just kind of goes like it was a very like large correlation between the people in the pod of SWU and the people that attend PAX, and it's just like we're just here to play some games and have fun with each other and experience each other's company, which was a lot of fun. Um, but the way that they were doing the SWU events was super nice. All you had to do is walk up. You didn't have to have a ticket. You just like walked up to the booth and say, "I wanted to do a SWU event." They're like, "Do you want to do sealed, draft, or twin suns?" You tell them, and they're like, "Go sit over there. We'll call you in like 5 minutes when we're ready." And they're just all throughout the day, we're just running events, and so that was a lot of fun. I was gonna do another one. I wanted to do a draft, um, but with me leaving earlier on Sunday, I decided I needed to spend some time uh, networking and stuff on Saturday rather than playing in a 2 hour event. But I was planning on going in on Sunday, and my flight was at like 2, which meant that I would have had around like an hour, 45 minutes in the convention hall on Sunday, and I would have all my luggage. And I was like, you know what? We'll figure it out later. I hope Swoo gets a digital version one day. Ooh, so hard for you to find games in your area. Yeah, then that's the hard part with the TCGs, right? Is if there is something that they just, yeah, it would be really nice to have a digital client for it. Um, but yeah, my local event is on Wednesday nights, which is when I now watch Survivor with a group. So, um, friendly robot, how's it going? Um, yeah. So, but yeah, it was good. The first thing that I did on a Friday morning because I got there super late. Apa. Hey, how's it going? The first thing that I did when I got there on Thursday and got there pretty late, so I went immediately to sleep. The first event was 10 a.m., which is right when they open with All Play. And All Play, formerly BoardGameTables.com. I think All Play is a better name. I got to try out Twinkle Twinkle. So this is a game that's coming to crowdfunding in January, and so this is a prototype copy. But this is a drafting style game. Here are the rules if you want to read the rules. It's a drafting style placement game. I described it as like Sagrada, but with King Domino drafting. And so we played this last night too. It's very quick. I think finish a game once you kind of know the rules in 15 minutes, if that. but each player takes like one of these galaxies. Um, put this out here, and the way that it works is there are these scoring tiles. So each one of these has two sides. So there's like the blue and then the green side. The green side's a little bit more advanced, or I'm sorry, the blue side is a little bit more advanced than the green side. But you can choose how you want to play with these, and everybody gets the same scoring. But you can mix and match. You can go all green for like your first game, which is what I would um, suggest. Sorry about that. My cat had something to say. Well, hi to the cat. Good morning. Good morning. Um, Hope the cat is doing wonderful. Uh, that's amazing. I love that. Um, so there's planets, there's asteroids, there are comets, and black holes. And so these are the way that you score. These are modular in the sense that you can flip them over, but also they did say that they are planning expansions so that there are more of these scoring tiles, and so you can switch them out so that you can or you can have pretty much infinite replayability based on how and what you're scoring. I love what you do. Is there a place to go online if you have a question for Marvel Champions? Usually I try and catch you or D20 doing a live stream, but sometimes I have to miss you guys due to work. Yeah, there's a couple of places. Facebook has a pretty active group, a Marvel Champions group. Discord, I have a Discord which has a rules kind of an entire channel dedicated uh, to rules questions. You know, selfishly, that's probably the best place if you ask me. Uh, Reddit is another spot, um, but I think for the most immediate feedback, it would probably be Discord. Um, so there, Nightbot should pop up here. Actually, you're on YouTube. If you scroll down, there's a link in the video description that will take you to the Discord, and then it's called how does this work or something is the channel, and people just post, and then people much smarter than I will come in and help you with all of that. So that'd probably be my recommendation. Did you get a chance to try out Hub World Eidolon from Earthborn, folks? I didn't get to go by the Earthborn booth this year. I walked by, but they were super busy, which is awesome, right? And I was just kind of running around like crazy, and so no, I didn't get to talk with them, but I didn't see that. Yeah, of course, anytime, Robbie. Um, but yeah, how was it? How was it? So once you have these and whatever you are drafting, uh, everybody gets a player piece, and these are again prototypes, so it's not not the nicest. And you're gonna be drafting these tiles, and these tiles. Yeah, and yeah, I saw that, Leroy, that we're not showing YouTube. I went through and I thought I had fixed most of them, but I apparently did not fix this scene. But I thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll fix that afterwards. Um, and so there's these tiles that I have not taken all of the protective coatings off of yet, and so we have a rule now that once you draft them, you have to take the protective coating off. And each one of these is going to be um, referenced by the scoring. And so let's pull some of these out. Don't have a planet. And the way that it works is based on your draft order, you'll place your meeple on whatever you want to take and draft. You'll take that tile and you'll place it anywhere on your um on your galaxy here. There's no placement restrictions, only scoring like restrictions. Um but then whatever tile is not taken, so you take all of these, draft all of these. Whatever tile is not taken slides all the way to the front. These slide up, and then this becomes your new draft order for the next round. And so if you take tiles that are later in the draft order, you're going to be choosing later in the next round, and then these get filled in, and you kind of get to see what the next tiles are going to be. The modular scoring works out. There's these stars which create constellations, And the constellations are anything that is connected by a dotted line, and they can be like diagonally connected like this. And so you score your two largest constellations based on the number of stars in it. So like here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. And so this constellation right here would score 11 points. Then you score the number of constellations you have, which constellations are um, at least 2 stars that are not connect, or at least 2 stars. So like this would be 1 because it's all connected. This would be 1 because it's not connected. And then the number of constellations you have, if you have like 8 or more, it's 35 points. So you can score a ton of points if you have a lot of like unique different constellations, which is cool. Just sitting here peeling these. And then yeah, you go until your board is filled up. And the game all comes in because all of these are modulars. So like on the easy side, or maybe not the easy, on the more simple side, satellites, which are here, these guys, they score 3 points for every single planet and black hole they're adjacent to. And winning scores are typically like in the 90s or so. And so that can kind of give you an idea of like per tile, like these can score a lot because they're, 3 points per. The planets score 3 points each, and then like as a example, if you're playing on the more rules heavy side or the more complex side, the planets score 2 points. The player with the most planets score an additional 8 points. And so they're worth less, but if you go and you lean into that strategy, you can get an additional number of points. And so that's pretty cool. And you won't see all the tiles in the bag. And so it's kind of fun. Like last night I went for an asteroid strategy and I just didn't see a ton of asteroids. And so I was like, no. But speaking of asteroids, they score in clumps. And so based on how many like you have next to each other, if you have 2, it's 5 points. Whereas if you have like 6, it's 27 points. So if you can get like an asteroid cluster, then you're scoring a lot of points there. Um, you just kind of have to hope that you get them, but because you see what's coming next, you can draft in a sense, or you can draft in a place where you can get a better shot at a future draft pick, which is pretty cool. Comets score 1 point for each star adjacent to them. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 would score that comet. And then black holes score 2 points if they're not adjacent to another black hole. And then they score 3 additional points if there are no stars or planets next to them. And so like here, these colored in stars, which we only have, we only have one of them out here. There's one on this planet. There's also some on star tiles, like here, like the colored in stars, which can't be part of constellations. There just haven't been in any of them that we've pulled. Those are just scored 1 point, but because there's a star next to this black hole, it would not count as a as 3 additional points. But yeah, it's really fun. It's really easy. I like the clear tiles because you're able to flip and rotate and everything. This is the same designer as Gnome Hollow, which came out from the op at Gen Con, which was a huge hit. And printed time on the box is 15 minutes, and like it probably took about that long for us to play. It's a really simple, really easy coffee table type game. I was really happy with it. I'm a pretty big fan of All Play and what they do. I really like a lot of their games, and then so this one is this one probably not my well, actually no, definitely not my favorite All Play game. I think that's probably Fiction, but I do really like and thought that this was a lot of fun. I really like this drafting tiled system. King Domino was I played the heck out of King Domino, and so it's nice to have something that's kind of similar to that. In 2 player, you just take 2 pawns. You're still only doing 1 galaxy, but it's the same rules as like King Domino, where you have 2 pawns and you're drafting 2 tiles at the same time. And so 2 player works really, really well. So you're able to kind of strategize and like, I need that tile, so I'm going to take a worse tile, but I can also get the tile that I want because I have another draft choice this round. But yeah, real fun, real easy going game that has a lot of modularity because of these getting flipped and like the um when if they did say that they do plan on doing an expansion for more of these tiles, and then each one of these are just like labeled, like the asteroid is labeled with an A here, and so you're able to easily pull them out. Good morning, Ryan. Yeah, any highlights? Oh yeah, yeah. It was just, I think, what was my favorite thing about PAX? Yeah, I'm trying to. It was just all so good. I can't like pick out a single moment that I thought was like my top highlight. Um, but but yeah, and it comes with this cool like bag. But yeah, so this is Twinkle Twinkle from All Play. Um, be interested to see more on that. They did say that they are developing a solo mode for it as well, and I believe that will be out with the crowdfunding campaign um, later, or not later, but early next year, because the year's almost over, which is kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, so they're developing a solo mode for it. Currently, right now, it's 2 to 4 player, and then they have like this dry erase thing that tallies all the scores. Did you end up playing any? I didn't. Yeah. Time really did get away from me this year. Um, did not get to play any champions, unfortunately. Do I have any Kickstarters that I'm currently? What do I? Probably. Did I check in with the Earthborn Rangers team? No, I didn't get a chance to check in with the Earthborn Rangers team. Um, but we were talking about it earlier. The Yak wasn't able to make it this year. Unfortunately, I'm really in love with the Earthborn Rangers, so I wanted to see what people's impressions were. Supposedly a bit of a spiritual successor to Netrunner, though also very different. So it's a head-to-head type system. The Yak. Um, and we got all of the bags. But that sounds cool. I no, I didn't get a chance to take a look at it um at the Earthborn team. But apparently MJ was there. I didn't know that. I spent most of my time not necessarily wandering the halls, but running meeting to meeting. I did get to play constructed Star Wars. I built a Captain Rex deck, and I'm having a ton of fun with this Rex deck. It's a Rex Red. Also, I got these cool new tokens. Um, so like these are like the Battle Droid and Clone Trooper tokens. And so I got these on Etsy. If you watched the game that I posted this morning for the Unlimited Power League, I used some of these. But I built a Rex Red deck, which is like just like clones, more of an aggro deck, and it's just a lot of win by resource turn 6. You're just throwing damage at the base with like red threes, because like red threes give each other heroism unit rate 1, meaning that they get +1 when they're attacking. Then in our clones are heroism, so they start attacking for 3, and that gets pretty nasty. Um, yeah, right. These look so. And they're like these like plastic material, so like they I describe them as like the waterproof like plastic material, and so like they're like see through and stuff. But I'm really happy with how they turned out. Um, my favorite like kind of arc from any Star Wars is towards the end of Clone Wars, and staying as spoiler free as possible, when um like the I'm trying to think if I have any pictures. I don't think I do. Um, but when the 501st like paint their helmets, and so my friend is gonna see if they can illustrate. He's an artist, and he's gonna see if he can illustrate some clone trooper tokens that are with the orange helmet paint um, for the clones. I think that would be a lot of really cool. But yeah, I'm happy with these. But yeah, I got to play this. I put it together right before we went, and so I was like not 100% sure how it was going to work. It can flex a little bit more into the mid range, where if you are going up against like a I don't know, a Sabine or something, like you can definitely like slow them down, but I like it was just fast. Just like everything gets thrown out and you're just attacking for like 5, 6, and then there's 3, 4 causes in here. So you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck for every heroism unit. You deal 1 damage to an enemy base, and like I think there's 4 non-heroism units in here, and so it's a pretty high hit rate. Um, and so I I I played somebody from Asmodee, and there's 5. It looks like played someone from Asmodee who we get together and play whenever we're at cons. And the first game, the first game that I played against him, I played this versus Anakin. Oh my gosh, dude, Anakin is insane. So it was this versus Anakin, who like will deal damage to his own base and then gives units buffs. But then when he comes out, he has like +1 attack for every 5 damage on your base. And so like as you're damaging your base, he's getting stronger. And so I played him, and then I played against a Rex Green deck. So mono green, which was a really cool deck. I thought that was really interesting. Um, and got to play this. But I love Captain Rex. He's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and so I'm having, a lot of fun with this. I do think that I want to build an Anakin deck. Anakin is my favorite Star Wars character. Um, and so having an Anakin deck I think would be a lot of fun. I'm not a huge fan of his like ability mechanically, and so that's where my hesitation is. Um, but I yeah. My sealed event, I ran 3 different leaders. That's how bad it was. I ran I drew a lot of leaders that were really good for constructed or potentially draft, but my sealed pool was a little tough. I had like Nala Say, who ignores any aspects on clones, and I was just like, oh no, like I'm not gonna get any clones. I had Padme, who we like Republic stuff. I tried a Nuke Gunray one time. I tried a I don't even remember. It was tough though. Is Grievous good? I saw he was in the game. I love how he looks in the Clone Wars show. So Grievous, the leader, the starter deck is not super great. Grievous can be good. I think he's more challenging to pilot than a lot of the other heroes in the game. But I think he can be pretty good. The Grievous unit is incredibly good. So the Grievous unit is I think he's a 3 cost, and his ability is that you ignore the aspect penalty on any lightsabers. So highly thematic. I doubt that would ever actually come into play too frequently, but he's a 4/4 for a 3, and so that's just really good. Because SWU is a card game with boosters, how do you stop yourself from buying too many boosters? I'm still trying to figure that one out, friendly robot. No. So basically what I'm doing is I have the Unlimited Power League, which I'm running with Ryan. And so that, and then I'm choosing like one deck that I'm gonna be building each set. And so that's kind of my limiting factor. But the way that I enjoy playing the game most is the limited stuff, so draft and sealed. And so when you go into a draft or when you go into a sealed, you're not bringing a deck to the table. You're building a deck as part of the event. And that just cuts costs significantly because now you're just buying like 3 packs or 6 packs if you're playing draft or sealed. And so like my sealed events was 2 hours. I spent I think $30 or so. And then uh had built a deck and had 2 hours worth of fun. Um and I think like if I wasn't doing content on it, it would be somewhat different. But how I would experience the game or how I would probably go about is working and doing those limited events because you get to keep the cards that you draft or that you get to that you get when you're sealed. I just use that to kind of build up a base or like a card pool, I guess. Um, yeah. Don't you just buy singles? It's what I do for TCGs, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and it works out cheaper. Yes, 100%. If you have a deck concept in mind that you're like, I want to build this deck, buy singles. Do not don't buy packs and hopefully get them. Um, Singles is going to be the cheaper way to go. 100%. Draft is great. You're having friends over tonight. Yeah, that's awesome. I do think that draft is better than sealed. I've done, I don't know, 3 drafts, and pretty much everything else I've done is sealed. But I enjoy drafts more. Drafts is 3 packs. You open each one of the packs, but you don't look at anything other than the leaders, and you draft the leaders first. So you kind of have an idea of where the deck can go, and then you draft Seven Wonder style your cards. So you'll take 1 pack, take 1 pass, and so and then afterwards you choose which leader you want to run. And so you can have like if I have Captain Rex, I know that I'm maybe wanting to prioritize green and white cards because I have that aspect combo, and I can kind of choose the cards that best work for me. And then you can also kind of get into it where if you're looking at what cards get passed, and it's like, oh, there's not a lot of red cards being, or there's a lot of red cards being passed my way. Maybe I want to flex into red because people aren't taking those higher, or people aren't running into red, and so it's like, okay, maybe I can, get a lot of really good cards for a little bit cheaper later in the draft because of that. And so I enjoy draft, I think, the most. It's a good time. It's a really, really good time. But yeah, it's cool that having friends over. Yeah, because you can run. It's only 3 packs. Like it's a lot of entertainment for 3 packs. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. I need to update my Inquisitor Blue deck because I'm having a lot. There's a lot more grit units, and I have an Inquisitor deck that deals damage to your own units, and then gets to ready them. But grit is for every damage you have, you get more attack, and so I'm like, yeah, that'd be really cool. Then I have a Palpatine Blue deck that I like. I also need to figure out where I'm gonna go with unlimited power because my Maul deck didn't do super great. But let's talk about another game. Let's talk about Blank Slate Challenge. So this is another game that I got, and I disclaimer: all of these games, other than the SWU stuff, was given to me. So yes, that disclaimer. That's one thing I miss with LCGs. You can't do drafts with them. Drafts are so much fun. I think that there was like World Breakers, which is a game that I've played on the channel before. It's a LCG type model. They have a draft variant in it, which I thought was pretty cool, where you like basically it's a pile draft, and you can do that with the non-randomized packs, but there really isn't much that can compete with a draft in terms of like gamification of a game, and it's just like a lot of fun. Um, Blank Slate Challenge is the new Blank Slate, or new, where Blank Slate is a party type game where you play with, like, I would say minimum 5 people, and goes up to however many people it goes up to. But this is a mode for 2 or 4 players. So I played it with 4. I played it with 2 last night. Definitely better at 4. Definitely better at 4. But it's a team-based version of Blank Slate. And the way Blank Slate works is you get a card that everyone is looking at. So it's going to be like blank bottle. And on your whiteboard, and this is the standard game at this point, not Blank Slate Challenge, but exact same for this game. Blank bottle. Everyone would write down one word that could fill in that blank. Say water bottle, or something like that. Write it down. Everyone then reveals. You want to match with one other person. If you match with one other person, you get 3 points. If you match with multiple other people, everyone that you match with only gets 1 point. So you want to be kind of a little out there, but not so specific that you're not matching with anybody. Because if you match with nobody, you get 0 points. And so it's a fun little like kind of push pull. But what I've kind of realized is that whatever the first thing that comes to my mind, I'm writing that down, because more often than not, that's what I nobody's gonna match with me. And so like here, water bottle. Maybe people would think beer. Um, the ones that come first, like blank word, are so much harder than like the, at least for me, for than like the ones that come after, because my mind can finish a sentence with like near blank, like near and far or something like that. In this game, it's a cooperative or a team based version, and you get two answers. And so, like, if you had bottle on your, this is like, get rid of that. This is your slate. And so you would have two that you would write down. And the top one is kind of like the better answer, the one that's going to score you more points if you match. So, like, maybe I'd write water and then beer here. And then everybody would reveal at the same time. If you match, so like if this was water and my teammate also had water, we would score the points where water was. So if water was up here, we'd score 3 6 points. If water was down here, we would score 3 1, so 4 total points. And then you play over 10 rounds, highest score wins. And so it's a really, really easy light game that you can just, I mean, it's the op, which does a lot of like those like nice, like fun, quick party games. And this one is just like really easy to hit the ground running. I think we played a two-player, and in two-player you're just kind of fighting, or you're just kind of comparing your scores at the end of the game. We played 2 games in 20 minutes. I mean, it's super quick, really easy. It's just like a nice, I call them conversation facilitators, and that's exactly what this is. But I like Blank Slate a lot, and so being able to play it with groups that are less than 5, I think is a really fun boon for this. But yeah, Blank Slate. We've played Blank Slate with, I think, like we've passed out other whiteboards and stuff. So like we played Blank Slate with, I think, like probably I think it was 15. It was a lot of people. It was a lot of people. But Blank Slate challenge. Really happy to get that. That was a lot of fun. We got a Harmonies. This is from Asmodee. Um, Asmodee had a press event where they were showing off some of the games that are coming out next year, and some of the games look really fun. I think the one that I'm most excited for is the new Great Western Trail. So Great Western Trail is like an engine building game. Fantastic game. If you haven't played it and you like those heavy like Euro games, Great Western Trail is amazing. But they're coming out with Great Western Trail El Paso, which is kind of like a smaller version of Great Western Trail. It's like a hour long version, whereas Great Western Trail is probably going to be like the original is probably going to be 2 to 3 hours. And so it's like an hour long version, a little bit more streamlined, but just like hits the table really quickly. So I got to watch some people play that. Um, Actually, the designers of uh, um, Bark Avenue, which I was talking about playing in the Oven Pub earlier. I got to see them play it. They really liked it. But also Azul Duel is coming out, which looked really interesting because Azul is a drafting game, which Harmonies is a drafting game as well. But Azul Duel is a two-player version of Azul, and I played Azul mostly two-player, and so I was a little skeptical on like why would I want a dual version, because like Azul itself already works so well with just 2 players, but the way that they implemented the two-player like back and forth is a lot less cutthroat and a lot more like planning, whereas like Azul two-player is like one of the meaner games that I play at two-player. Like it can be real mean, real feel bad. Um, but the way that they do it is like you're drafting like tiles that you will place as well. Azul is best at 2 players, anyways. I think I agree. I think I agree with that. Run the rock. Yeah, that's a good call. And then like the way that you're drafting is like the pods are a little different, and like Azul, you're gonna take all of one color from like a section and then place it on your personal board, and then any remaining colors. So like, there's 2 blues, a red, and uh, a yellow. You take the 2 blues, the red and the yellows get pushed into the middle, which then becomes its own pot that people can grab from. The way that Azul Duel works is instead of pushing it into the middle, any colors get stacked as a in another, it's like a sun and a moon, and so you stack them in the moon section, and whenever you take from the moon, you take the top tile and then you like work your way down the stack. And so you're kind of like, whenever you're drafting, because you get to choose how you stack the remaining tiles, you're kind of setting your opponent up or setting yourself up for a better move later. And so like the planning just gets really interesting. And then you take like tiles, and the tiles you can move and like arrange so that like it's like 4 spaces on each tile, and like it's going to be red, yellow, blue, and wild or something like that. And then you're same scoring as Azul. So whenever you place a tile, you score for everything in the row that's adjacent to it. And so you're placing these tiles to try and get yourself so that you can score multiple times. It was really clever. I thought it was really interesting. Those are probably the two most interesting things that came out of that press meeting. There's a lot of games. Asmodee is putting out a lot of games, but Harmonies is a another drafting game. I've not played this, but I did watch. Oh, I do like when they give you like all of the rule books just in case. Um, but this is another drafting game that's similar to Azul in the sense that like you're drafting these like color tiles, but it has like a 3-dimensional element. So I'm not sure how well this is going to show on stream necessarily, but we'll try. So you have all of these different colored tiles. They will be placed out in the center here, and you'll be drafting pods, very similar to Azul, except you will be taking all of the um, the tiles from each one of these pods, and so these 4 would be there. Then you can, there's 2 sides. So you take this and you can stack them, or you can just place them out like this, and then aha! I was like, this is like folded over here. I was like, there are supposed to be cards in here. I don't know where the card. No, so there. And then you will also be drafting these animal cards, which I do. I really like the art style here, or the art direction. I think the colorful is really fun. And the animal tiles can be placed here, and you're trying to make these patterns. So like this pattern, you would want, and they can be rotated any way that any way that you want. But like you want a stack of 3 grays next to a blue, um, like this. So you'd be drafting these, and you're trying to place these like this, and then once you get a blue with an animal cube on top of it, you can then take one of the cubes that is going to be placed on here whenever you draft the card and move it to this spot where I put my cubes. So you take this and you move it here, and then whenever you have if you take another blue, this would fulfill it again. I believe I'm like 100. I'm like 90% sure it'd fulfill it again. You would take the next cube, and then each one of these cards, based on how many cubes you take, has scoring points on it. So you would score however many points you place out, and then whenever you're finished with the card, you set it aside, and it opens up another spot for you to grab. So it's a really simple drafting kind of 2-player game. I've heard wonderful things about it. I have not played it. I will probably play it tonight. Actually, no, I probably won't play it tonight because my wife's playing volleyball, and so I don't have any friends with me tonight. I will probably play it later this week at some point, because it's so funny because I thought that this was a completely different game. I don't know what I thought it was, but I got this game and another game that I saw a couple years ago, like combined in my mind, and so I thought it was the same game. Um, and it's not. It was not, and so I'm glad that I checked this out because it was like the game that I played the other time, I was not the biggest fan of, and so I was just like, oh, I don't like Harmonies, and then I thought this was a reprint of that game. I'm like, I don't need to see it, but it's not. Getting the impression that you really like drafting games based on this all. I do really like drafting games. I don't necessarily know if they're my favorite. I think my favorite is probably engine building, but I love drafting because of the way that you can like it's a game within the game, right? Because you are not only drafting to optimize your own position, you're also drafting to try and take away um hate draft is, what a lot of people call it, but take away um, other people's strategies, which is interesting, and can be very very challenging to try and balance. But I do really like drafting. I think it's fun. I think there's a lot of different drafting variants which are fun. Like this is more of an open draft, right, where everybody sees all of the options. Where and then like there are drafts like Seven Wonders or like what you would do in a TCG where you're keeping your cards to your chest and choosing one face down and passing the rest. I just think that like there's a lot of really interesting ways to do drafting. I wonder what the different colors are, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So, but yeah, I enjoy drafting. I think drafting is a fun mechanic, um, and one that I'm always happy to see in a game. But I think that's the last drafting game. Um, I think also, I don't know. Yeah, drafting seems to be making a. Oh, drafting seems to be making a fairly big resurgence for in like what games have been popular recently. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to trying this one out. It says it takes about 30 minutes. So that's cool. We got World Traveler. Um, this is another asmodee game. So this was in the bag. This is way heavier than I was thinking. This I think of this as like the as a code names inspired game, and so it's going to be a game where like it's a team based game where you're, or actually I think it's cooperative, but where you're trying to move people around a map based on word clues that you give them, which is um, I very enjoyed these types of games as well, and there are a lot of them. I feel like Codenames just like sparked a revolution of party games when it came to words. Um, and I think this is one of the new ones in that revolution. I find drafting games are ones where you only have to take one action at a time easier to teach and play with more casual games. Yeah, 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 very true. Especially if they're quick, right? Like 30 minutes with Harmonies. Seven Wonders, I think, is the one that I always point back to. With like, this is so quick. Like I've played games of Seven Wonders in like 12 minutes before, right? Like you can just knock them out. Um, and it's like here's the initial idea of the game. Here's the base rules that you need to know to kind of function and just interact with the mechanics. Don't really worry about scoring because what we're going to do is once we get to like age 2, we'll talk a little bit more about scoring. Age 3, we will, kind of go a little bit more into scoring. We'll score it, which will kind of click, and it's like, oh, that's how it works. Then we'll play again. And so that's the most successful way that I've seen to teach like games like that. Very quick. It's like just fumble with the game. Don't worry about it too much. Just like interact with the mechanics. We'll score, and once someone sees, most of the time, once someone sees how that game is scored, it's like, ooh, boom, there you go, and then you just get to play it again. Um, I have not played Cascadia. I've heard really good things about Cascadia, but I've never been able to play it. Um, Nice. So, wow, that's a big board. I was not expecting that. Okay, so World Travelers is a game where you have London, Paris, New York, and Tokyo, I think. And the way that it works, let me find a meeple. Such high production quality for like you get your little passport here, but it's a cooperative game. You all start in the center, and you're going to get at the start of the round. You're gonna get one of these cards, and this is gonna be information that only you have, and it's gonna have 2 stars on it, those green stars there. And your goal is to get people to that star. So if you look here, that's this spot and this spot. And so you're going to try and give clues that are in the form of these cards. You're going to get 10 of them. You're going to say like, basically you're going to give 3 clues. You're going to put them under the arrows here. Let me just open this. Hello, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. Hey, Marvel Champions HQ, how's it going? Doing super well. I think my plan was to go play disc golf today, but there's a lot of snow outside. So I may still go and just not throw my white disc, but we'll see. I did get a new disc the other day. It's a time lapse. Really like it. Okay, cool. I was like, I have the hardest time getting these stupid open. These stupid things open. So your clue in like the first round, you only get 3 of these. But you're going to have a certain amount of time where you're going to be able to give a clue to try and get your biker there. And you can give a be like, I want to move this way, and maybe you can go like you're basically trying to fun, not fast, and whatever that would be. After you like lay out all of your clues to try and get them to a specific spot, everybody else will then evaluate your clues and move your pawn to a spot to try and get you to the star in order to score points. And so it looks pretty interesting. I'll have to see how it plays because like sometimes a lot of these games can be pretty hit or miss for me in terms of like execution and if they actually do, you know, do well. I've had some of them that just kind of fell a little flat, but this one seems kind of interesting. Trying to get all of this, and then these fit in here in your passport to hide them, which I think is fun, maybe a little over the top. But yeah, there's 4 different boards that you can play on, each kind of themed. So New York City, there's Paris, which a lot of more Paris themed stuff. But yeah, so fun little game. Probably a lot of replayability, like the pigeon meeple. Anything with a pigeon meeple has to be good, right? So I looked up how to play this right before stream. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So I'm hoping that'll be good. It looks pretty interesting. I'm always down to give these types of games a trial because I have very much enjoyed Codenames. I think my favorites in that genre. I guess like what are your favorite party games in that sense where it's like maybe like word association games? I think my favorite is So Clover. So Clover is a really fun like word association game where you're trying to get people to put these word cards back into your clover in the correct organization by giving like clues where you're like writing on a clover, and then each clue is going to reference two words, and then the cards are like a square that can rotate, and so you're trying to get people to put the squares back in the correct orientation. So Clover is so good. Yeah, so Clover is I have played I played a lot of So Clover. I did a trip where I went up. I visited Professor Meg, a couple other people, and one of them bought So Clover, and we like didn't play other games. We played hours of So Clover trying to go for that perfect score, and I don't think we ever got it, but So Clover is just so consumable. I actually played a two-player, even the game says free minimum. Oh yeah, yeah. I think it worked. I think it would work so well at um there. I was so disappointed I didn't see that PAX was there all weekend looking for. I'm sorry. Yeah, it PAX. I thought PAX was gonna be way less busy than it actually ended up being. So I apologize. I was I was running around like crazy. Um, Friday night. Yeah, no, Saturday night. Saturday night, I had an event at with the op. I'm at like 7. The hall closed at 6. I literally just like went and sat in a corner for like 30 minutes. I'm just like, I just need to recharge. Like I am like I've been talking so much. I am just so like my social battery is just so drained. And so I was just like, and so I apologize. I tried to see as many people as I could, but the combination of how busy it was plus me not being there for the full time, it just I plan on being there longer next time. So hopefully next year we'll be able to get more people together, more people to meet up. But yeah, how was your PAX, Michael? That's why there's so much more room in the box. One of the boards didn't go back in. It's like I thought this box was more full. There we go. Okay, that makes more sense. I got Spider Ham. No, I don't know why I have an extra copy of Spider Ham. I don't remember where I got this actually, but I use this whenever I'm doing B-roll for my company. Um, I use this to prop like card box or boxes open or like up. So like now it's like at an angle so I can shoot. So that's what Spider Ham does now for me. So that I did a video right before I left, and that's why he's on the table. It was a crazy weekend. It was a good weekend. The last game, I actually have no idea what this game is. Um, but I'm trying to think, was there anything else that I did? Oh, we had Hot Pot, which was fun. Um, where like Hot Pot, if you're unfamiliar, there's like a it's like individual ramen or not ramen. I'm sorry, fondue where you have like a soup or a broth in front of you, and like you can control the temperature, and you basically cook right there with you. But we went with 7 people. One of them was a kid, and they put us at a table which was very clearly 6 people. Like there were 6 spots, and it was just so cramped and tight and so hot in there, which was nice because it was bitterly cold uh that first day. But it was just like I was ready to get out of that table. It was funny. It was your first PAX. It was a blast. Spent too much money on games. Nice that I didn't possibly have the time to play all of them. Sweet. What'd you pick up? What was the best thing that you picked up, or the thing you're most looking forward to playing? Oh, the okay. It's gone away a little bit, but it was so cold on Friday. Saturday was better, but Friday. I mean, it's Philadelphia, right? Um, the my hand, which is this hand, was the one that I was holding my phone with to show like directions. It was windburned. Like it felt like it was sunburned here, and like this entire hand was red, and like it just like hurt. You take it, Marvel Champion or that PAX is a convention showcasing new board games being released. Yeah. Um, there's not a ton of new games that come out at PAX. That's more Gen Con and Essen. But PAX I have found to be where a lot of companies will release the games in the US market that they release in Essen, which is in Germany. Um, but yeah, it's very much similar to like a Gen Con where you just like have a lot of new games, and then a lot of games that are just like available to play and showcase. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that this is a game where you're trying to stack blocks and not let them fall down. Yeah, yeah, it's a fun convention. It's in Philadelphia every year. I'm apparently not very good at this game. It's in Philadelphia each year. Highly recommend going if it is, you know, within reason to do so because it's my favorite consumer convention of the year. There's an industry convention called Gamma Expo that happens in February, which I think is the best convention for people in the industry. Um, which is hard not to not to say that that's the best one. Uh, but in sense of like, oh, here's a pull tab. In the sense of like consumer conventions, um, consumer facing conventions, PAX is probably the best. You picked up Arcs. Nice. Been waiting for a while. I've heard so many good things about Arcs. But you got Earthborn Rangers. I'm pumped about giving it a shot. Giving your experience with Lord of the Rings. Earthborn Rangers is awesome. Earthborn Rangers is really really good. I do want to play. I want to break Earthborn Rangers out. What I think I've decided that I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new campaign. I'm going to stream a couple of games, but the campaign games don't do super well on stream. Um, and so I think I'm going to stream maybe the first couple of games and then just play it not on stream. The Dice Tower conventions look really good for playing games. Yeah, I would say that that would probably be the best. Um, okay, I cannot get this open at all. There's a lot of like really silly blocks, and I guess you're trying to stack these up without them falling off. I think the hardest part will be getting this game put back away. But love to go on their cruise. Yeah, yeah. Dice Tower has a cruise. The dice, where they um, just play a ton of games. Yeah, that looks a lot of fun. That looks like a ton of fun. Play through the prologue of Earthborn. It is so good. See my business cards. My business partner, who's there, brought business cards. I got my. They're like shiny. I like them. Catch the light. Yeah, there it is. It's like a. So, these were. I thought these turned out really well. Okay. Yeah. So that was the haul. Got some Star Wars cards that I got a couple of their sleeves as well. I bought just a couple of packs of sleeves mainly because I was like, I'm about to go do a draft, and if I get anything good, I want to put it in a sleeve. I also just like picking up new colors of like dragon shields every once in a while. I like these purple a lot. I picked up a green. The green or the Rex deck is in the green. Um, Personally, like seeing campaigns in recorded format, so it's easy to keep track of and watch multiple in a row without having to track down live streams. That that's a really good point. That's really really cool point. I may try that. I may try doing a recorded. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. I may try and do that with Arkham before I do with Earthborn's like 20 games, right? There's a lot of content there, and so I may try a recorded Arkham. Hmm. Because I think with Arkham, because I play it two handed, it's just there's a lot going on, and it's also just a demoralizing game. So I wonder if that would be better recorded. Hmm, that'd be cool. I may do that, Ryan. That's a really good point. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. I may do that with Earthborn. I may do that with Earthborn and just see how it goes. Yeah, Earthborn's so good. Earthborn's so cool. So yeah, maybe I do want to break out Earthborn because I got some cool new buy the same token stuff for Earthborn that I wanna play with. But maybe that is a recorded. That makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really did at PAX. It was a lot of meetings, a lot of stuff for like my company. I'm trying to think if there's anything new that was coming out that I got to see. Like walking through the convention hall, like mentally in my head now. I I didn't even get to see all of the convention hall. Now I'm thinking about it. It's like over in like row 4,000. I like did not even get to like the back half of that. Just got to see a lot of people. It was really cool. To see people. I made the joke because I go to, I don't know, I go to Gamma, I go to PAX, or I go to Con of Heroes, Gen Con, Origins. Like I feel like I see a lot of these people more than I see my extended family. Uh, and so it's just like it's getting to the point where it's just like it's just nice to go see and be with people. There's a two-player card game called Pagan I want to try. Yeah. So like I guess full disclosure, I work for Capstone Games. And so as I'm talking about Pagan, keep that in mind. But Pagan is a head-to-head asymmetrical card game that is very heavily inspired by Netrunner, published by Capstone Games, which is the reason for the disclaimer. Um, but it's kind of a werewolf who done it because you have like your villagers and one of them is the witch and the hunter is trying to figure out who the witch is and the witch is trying to carry out the ritual before the hunter eliminates the witch. And the game like is all built into the cards, and then there's scenarios that go into it where it's like some of them are like souped up and a little bit faster, or like can change the powers of the witch and the hunter. But what I like about the game is the core game comes with pre-built decks, and there's so much that goes into the game that before you even touch deck building, that I think even as someone who loves building decks, I just play with the precons. It's just something that I I enjoy more, but it's very much a like dark, gritty theme looking game. The art direction I think is really well done there. Um, and yeah, no, Pagan's really fun. Pagan's really tense too because you have like your secret objective basically, and the actions that you are taking, you have to initiate the ritual by like putting a lot of tokens on the secret identity of the witch. But if you do that, the hunter is going to know who the witch is, and so there's this whole like deception of like I need to put tokens there, but I also need to put tokens elsewhere. And you do get benefits for putting tokens elsewhere, but I need to put tokens elsewhere so that they're not completely just like hyper focused on there, because the hunter, if they know who the witch is, can take it out before you're going to be able to perform the ritual. And so it's like like it's very tense, very like back and forth, very replayable because like especially with the same group, because if like you know how somebody plays, then you can start shifting up how you play in terms of like, are you gonna just kind of rush one strategy, or are you gonna try, because there's different win conditions for each character as well, so you can kind of like try and push win conditions. Um, my wife is very much not a head to head asymmetric player. Uh, they don't necessarily love it when like there's like gotcha moments in a game. Uh, but so I don't have it because I don't think I'd ever get to play it. But I have played it before at the store and stuff, and so really needs to try it now that you've hyped it up. Yeah, I think the biggest concern that I've seen with it and that I would echo is that for what it is, it's a long game. It's about an hour, but I think of like head to head, and I think people have the expectation of like going into a head to head card game with it taking 20 minutes, like a Star Wars game. You play best of three in an hour, right? So it's very quick. And so I think the complaint more comes from a perception or an expectation of it being shorter than it actually is. But it's way more of a board game than I think it is like a card game in that sense, where when you sit down to play it, it will take probably an hour. And I think a lot of the concern or like a lot of the criticisms would be alleviated if people understood that going into it and went into it with the expectation that it's an hour-long game and not a 20-minute game. Because it looks like a 20-minute game, just like from like the association that it has with other games. And so just know that it's a longer game than what you would get with like a TCG game. And so, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Definitely try it out. Let me know what you think. Um, it used to be published by somebody else, or maybe it still is published. It's like Worm Gold. I think Capstone is republishing it. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, Pagan is really fun. I know that they just put out. I guess we just put out um, the second expansion pack. The third expansion pack is we had some at PAX. I think we only had like 100 copies. That's coming out in the spring next year. And so, yeah, it's a supported ongoing release model. They had a big tournament Friday night and stuff with like a special scenario and stuff. But yeah, so there's so many good games out there. Just so many good games and so little time, but good stuff. Cool. I want to play Champions. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try the deck that I did not get to play at PAX that I brought to PAX. It's an Iceman deck. I built it a little bit more supportive, so we'll see how it works in solo play. But we'll try that out. I think I have Mansion Attack, so we may just do that because I have literally all my cards sitting there. No, that's not it. They're like right here. Literally. Oh, there's a Moth Gideon. So, looking forward to trying this out. I think we'll try Mansion Attack versus Iceman. See how that goes. But cool. I'm gonna go to be right back. I have stuff all over this table, so I'm gonna clean it up, get it presentable for a card game, and then we'll come back and play some Champions. Alrighty, my friends. We'll see y'all soon. I don't know why my camera keeps dying whenever I switch scenes. It's so weird. It happened when I changed my monitor. I don't know. Let me go fix that. But I need to figure that out. Alrighty. That's better. Yeah, I don't know why. It started just doing that recently where it just kind of dies. Also, I realized that I didn't set up my scene with all the digital counters and stuff, so we're gonna use tokens for this game. I also wanted to kind of show like what I built and what I brought, because these are the cards that I brought to PAX, and I wanted to ask you all, like, if you are going like on a trip or something, what um modular sets or villains would you bring? Not necessarily. I would also would be curious to hear about heroes as well, but like I wanted to try and build a like a modular or like a villain side of the board um that would allow me to play a lot of modular games with the fewest amount of cards. And so what I did is I brought Brotherhood, or I'm sorry, not Brotherhood, Mansion Attack, which I think has a lot of replayability because you vary up the villains each time you play. Standard Expert, and then I brought the Mojo, so I got like horror, all the Mojo mod sets. I brought Mr. Sinister, and Mr. Sinister comes with like uh, super strength, telepathy, and flight. And so I thought that, if we wanted to, we could then add flight onto Blob or something, which is hilarious to think about, like Blob flying. Um, but just like I figured that this was like the most modularity that I could put into the fewest amount of cards, and I thought that was kind of a fun little challenge that I gave myself to try and figure out where I could maximize my potential. Just pack Mojo Mania. I like that. I like that. I think that's really good. The mod sets are so good. Um, the mod sets are so good for Mojo. But yeah, it was like not a lot of cards. I guess it was a lot of cards, but like not as much cards as it could have been. So we're gonna be doing um, Brotherhood, and one of the mod sets from do fantasy fairly frequently. Let's do sci-fi. Oh, sci-fi, because yeah, it's the pyro. It's Brotherhood again. Yeah, sci-fi will be thematic. Mojo Mania, 2 hero decks is what you bring. Alrighty, I like that. What hero decks? Nope. Yeah, I need those cards. I brought Iceman because I like Iceman. I think that he's a really fun support hero, and that's just what I prefer to play in when I'm playing Marvel Champions, or I guess any game really is support. And so I was like, oh, that'd be fun to bring that. So I actually have no idea how well this deck will function in true solo, but I also wanted to play it because I put it together. I wanted to try it. So um, we'll talk about the deck build here in a sec. But yeah, I get some hit points. Get 11. Feels like I'm playing two-handed with the tokens. So Bobby starts with 6 Frostbite upgrades out of play. Frostbite upgrades. They get -1 scheme, -1 attack. And after they activate or leave play, we set this card aside. Probably bring Sentinels. Ooh, I like fighting the Sentinels. Is also just like a really good um, set to bring, especially if you don't know who or what heroes are going to be at the table. Just because I think that they can be a good challenge for anybody, but you don't have to like tech against them. So I really like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Warlock, got a meme deck based all around minion tutors. Nice. And Venom, leadership just solid and all around brings everyone to draw a lot off the soldier upgrade. Sick. That's fun. That's fun. Yeah. I'm excited to see how I'm gonna build or what I'm gonna build for Kane Heroes. I did get my ticket for Kane Heroes. Alrighty, let's look at this deck. Mainly, also, I need to remember what this deck is doing. We got Beak. Is that my only ally? No, okay. Got Iron Fist. Professor X. Ooh, Rogue. I like that's fun. Nightcrawler Polaris armor. I built this like days ago, so it's a lot that's happened since then. But it looks like so it looks like this is gonna be a protective deck. And how I'm gonna play this with True Solo, I think we're gonna use our allies to handle a lot of our threat mitigation with like Beak, with Professor X and Rogue. We can use Iron Fist to keep the frostbites onto the villain or on the villain, so that we don't have to like lose them. Got build support, superpower training, X Gene, X Jet, establish perimeter, astounding. I just threw all of the um side schemes in here. You can tell I'm still tired. What doesn't kill me? Ever vigilant, because we got that aerial TBE. Let me put one team building exercise. Oh, symbiote suit. Look at me go. Sweet. Alrighty, well that'll be fun. I guess I have a lot of redding, so symbiote suit makes a lot of sense in that and from that standpoint. Did I grab specialized? Okay. I was like, did I grab specialized training but not bring the um the the linked cards? Go with Warlock, looking for trouble squared off. Come get me, bub. Face the past in one way or another. Really surprised. I am the anti-hero. That's fantastic. That's fun. I feel like that'd be a. Have you how's the deck run with all the minion tutors? And are you running it mainly solo or are you running it multiplayer? Fine with the right allies. That's fair. That's fun. Oh, I did get to see Brant. Ran into Brant briefly. Brant was also running around, super busy, but it was fun. I was waiting to try and meet somebody, and uh, just ran randomly into Brant from Step into the Portal. So that was a ton of fun. Hey, Gorismo, how's it going? Actually, powerful as Warlock is so strong. Nice, nice. And so it was really cool to see Brant. We got to chat. If you were unfamiliar, Brant has a podcast called Right Brain Rollers that he does with Eric Summer, and fantastic podcast. So if you're looking for like a board game focused content or a board game focused podcast, highly recommend checking that out because he said that that's going super well. Um, I haven't listened to their most recent episodes, but really good stuff. So good seeing him. Alrighty, we got the Brotherhood Strikes. Put Save the School environment into play. Shuffle all the copies in 2A, stack them under. Shuffle villains together. Top card of the deck is in play. When reveal, deal each player face down encounter card. Advance to the next scheme. The way that we're gonna do this, shuffle these up. I'm gonna re-roll. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, we're gonna re-roll 5 or 6. 1, 2, 3. Got the Atrium. Each character gains steady. When is my next SWU match coming out? So I posted one this morning. I don't know if you've seen that one yet. If you have, the next one I'm doing, I think I'm probably building my deck today to try and figure out what the next one is going to be. And then oh, yeah. So, yeah. The next one is out. Also, I saw your comments and I meant to respond to it. I think I was going to do a short and then PAX got around. We do have a sideboard. We have 10 card sideboard. I don't think I ever responded to you when you asked that question. So if I did, there's the information again. If I didn't, I apologize. Yeah, we have a 10 card sideboard. But yeah, the next match is out. And then yeah, yeah, because I remember I seeing your name. I was like, I meant to do a. I was gonna do a short to describe that, and then I went to Philadelphia. Um, but yeah, so yeah, fun stuff. I have a I have a Gurismo. I was talking earlier. I brought a Rex Red deck to PAX. Got to play that. I'm obsessed with that deck right now. I'm having so much fun with it. Um, but I think my analysis, my management side of the game will come out either Monday or Friday, depending on how quickly I can get it edited. I'm trying to figure out where I want to take it, but I'm having a lot of fun with unlimited power. All right, let's figure out what our reroll 5 or 6. 2. It's Avalanche. After Avalanche attacks you, exhaust an ally that we control. He comes in with 18 hit points. I thought it said 16. I was like, that seems really low. $18 hit points. After the villain is defeated, their X villains, we're going to go to 2. Players win the game. Otherwise, deal each player an encounter card. Then if there are 3 main schemes in the victory display, we lose the game. Everyone has steady. That includes us. There we go. Sounds cool. I'll watch it. Sweet. Yeah, round 2 was a better game than round 1. I hit a nice combo deck you may want to try. Cyclops with Children of the Atom Gunboat. Oh, that's fun. Rogue Protection Ally. Each gunboat is 6 attack and 6 forward. That's bananas. That's awesome. I need to play more with Gunboat Diplomacy. I feel like that's a card that I need to try and break more. Alrighty. Got Chill Out. We got Superpower Training. Love that. Iron Fist, Energy, Established Perimeter, and an X Gene. Oh my gosh, look at us go. Okay. If we go, yeah, I think what we're gonna do is we're just going to go XG and Superpower Training, chill out, and then grab our upgrade. We're gonna mulligan 2. If we mulligan 2, do we get anything though? Like, we might as well just keep these, not worry about drawing into anything bad. Yeah, let's do that. All right, cool. So while we're down here, let's use Iron Fist to play X Gene, because we can only play it if we have the mutant trait. We can exhaust X Gene to generate a wild resource for an identity specific event. Cyclops is the best shell, I think, just because you can run Rogue Ally and it makes the villain value insane. It's usually just 4/4, which is still not bad. All right. We'll flip up to Iceman. When Iceman makes a basic attack or defense against an enemy, set aside a copy of Frostbite and attach it to that enemy. We'll use Established Perimeter to play Superpower Training, which comes in with 3, but then we'll use a energy to play Chill Out to remove 3 threats from Superpower Training. We'll attach a copy of Frostbite. We get to go find a Superpower Training, so it's a upgrade. We got Frozen Solid, probably not. We're gonna go with the build. So we got Ice Slide, which I think may be what we go for. Power Belt helps us pay for Ice Slide, though. I think those are really the only 2 options that... No, just kidding. I forgot about Cryokinetic. Haha, I forgot about Cryokinetic. Yes, Cryokinetic is amazing. So after you resolve your freeze ability, exhaust this card to draw a card. If it has the ice trait, we can ready Iceman. 100,000% choosing Cryokinetic, yeah. Because that's going to help us get Ice Slide faster. The reason I like Ice Slide here is because we get... we have Ever Vigilance in the deck. And so Ice Slide gets us Aerial. So we do need that, or else we have just dead cards in our deck. So let's go ahead and attack. Take this down to 1. We trigger freeze, so we're going to add another frostbite. We'll draw a card, which is ever vigilant. We do not get to ready. All right, let's stand up. We're going to toss ever vigilant because we don't have ice light yet. We got build support, love that. Ice wall, triage, chill out, and utopia. Alrighty then. Go 1 here. Avalanche is going to attack. We'll go ahead and take it. He's attacking us for 2, but I do have a triage, and so I believe that I can heal up that damage if I want to. Probably. Yeah, probably what I will do. Pass on builds. Pass on utopia. Yeah, probably. So we're just going to take it. It's going to be 4, or I guess it's going to be 2, 3. These go away. We take 3 damage. So we go down to 8. And we'll exhaust an ally. Got nowhere is safe. We're going to place a pursuit counter. And then discard an upgrade or support. It's going to be X-Gene. Then we got Groundswell. Avalanche activates against you. If he's not in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Avalanche minion and reveal him. We will defend here. Cryokinetic. It is not a ice, so we don't get to ready. So he's attacking for 3, defending for 2, 3. So he attacked for 3. We defended for 2. He went to 4. We'll take 2 more damage. And frostbite goes here. Alrighty. Ever Vigilant will play build support. Let's see how much of a man, I want my X-Gene back. So we could play triage. That could heal us. If I wanted to do that. And then triage could block Avalanche's attack. We could hang on to Utopia. I think that's probably what we will do. We could play Chill Out. If we play Chill Out, we could clear build support, and then we could go grab X Jet probably. But I think the better call is to go triage, heal Iceman, and then take the block. Iceman would be a tier if he had 2 thwart, which he gets it with Ice Light. I do want Utopia. I think we are going to go this route. So let's go Chill Out, Ice Wall to play Triage. We'll heal 2 damage from Iceman when Triage enters play. Triage will... How many Chill Outs do we have? I think there's 3 Chill Outs, right? We could also hit build support with like a Professor X. I think we have easier ways to thwart 3 than we have to thwart 2. So I'm going to thwart 1 here. We're going to hang on to Utopia. We'll stand up. I really like Iceman. Arctic Attack. Frozen solid. Beak. Rogue. Nice. Go 1. Triage will block Avalanche. Oh, Avalanche has toughness. So I threw... We're just going to put the damage back on him because I knocked off the tough with the basic. So Avalanche is 4 plus 3. Yikes. Bye, Triage. Counter card is a Toad 2.0. After it engages, you place 1 upgrade you control face down under 2.0. When defeated, return each card to its owner's hand. Yikes, team. Don't love it. I've only tried him in aggression so far. Attack training, game time, boot camp, maxing out snow cones. Nice. I don't know if attack training can go on snow cones. I call them snow cones, snow clones. I love the snow cones. But I don't think they can have attachments. Yeah, I cannot have upgrades attached. But like boot camp with them is bananas. Boot camp is, yeah. I like aggression Iceman. Yeah, because it very much feels like you're commanding an army. I think I have to take out this stupid toad. Yeah, yeah. The other thing that I could do is drop a frozen solid, attack toad, flip down. I don't know, man. Um, I want my, yeah. I think I need the cryokinetic perception back, but I also don't. I could drop rogue, use rogue to thwart build support. No, I think we're just gonna rogue frozen solid. Will Arctic attack toad. We'll get cryokinetic back. We'll take cryokinetic into our hand. We will attack here for 2. We'll exhaust cryokinetic. It is an ice trait, so we'll stand up. Nice. We will thwart here for 1. Oh. I think I may flip down. Yeah. Oh yeah. Um. Uh. There's another one. Blob. Glob. Glob. Glob also works really well in Iceman aggression. Putting 2 trainings on allies for the longest time. Nice. I'm gonna flip down. After you change to this form, shuffle 1 ice card from your discard pile into your deck for each frostbite in play. I think I may go with frozen solid. I'll stand up. We get 6 cards. 2, 4, 6. Come on, no whammies. Ice Blast, Render Medical Aid, What Doesn't Kill Me, Armor, Ice Slide, and a Frozen Solid. I do like the Ice Slide there. Just getting more. More is good. More is good. Got 1. Avalanche is going to scheme for 1, 3 total, so that takes us to 5. This pops off, and then we've got a Mojo Runner. Each minion and ally gains toughness. When revealed, discard each other's setting environment in play. Dang. If this card was revealed from the encounter deck, it gains Surge. Dark Designs. Excellent. Alrighty, so we will lose the main. Exhausted character you control. Not quite sure what I was expecting. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each character gains Retaliate 1. And now we are very, very worried because if we lose another main, we lose the game. Cool. Lack of reading made it impossible for me to beat Apocalypse in solo. Showing myself an encounter card, not seeing said each other player. Oh, that's tough. Those bishop allies were killing everything in the campaign run. I bet, yeah. That's awesome. Alrighty then. Let's flip up. Ice Blast and Render Medical Aid will play a What Doesn't Kill Me. I'm going to heal 2 and ready. I could go Ice Slide. I think I'm going to go Frozen Solid. I think I just need a little bit of time to build up a little bit. So we're going to attack Avalanche. We will take 1 damage back because of the Retaliate. We're attacking for 2. So we're at 16, so we'll go down to 14. We'll trigger Freeze. Cryokinetic. It is not a ice card, so we don't get to ready, but that's fine. And we'll toss all of these for Frozen Solid. So after the attach enemy would activate, we discard Frozen Solid instead, then attach this set aside Frostbite. All right, let's stand up. Got X. X with his toughness. What doesn't kill me? Genius. TBE. Nightcrawler. 2, 4, 5. Okay. Go 1 here. Frozen Solid happens. We're going to add a Frostbite. Our encounter card is Pyro. After Pyro attacks, you discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Take 1 indirect damage for each. And he has toughness because of this. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait, they had steady last time, so he wasn't confused. There are too many modifiers going on in this game. Oh well. Here we are. Okay, so what I could do, we could go X, clear build support, get TBE, or I'm sorry, get X Jet. Then X Jet could play team building exercise. X Jet could play What Doesn't Kill Me. But I think regardless, we have to get rid of Pyro at some point. So let's go ahead and attack here. Cryokinetic. Not an ice card, sadly. But, oh, we could actually get Nightcrawler out there. Oh, and we take a Retaliate. Oh, this is a fun little interaction here. We're going to go Genius and Astonishing X-Men to play Professor X. We will confuse Avalanche. And X will go ahead and thwart down build support, knocking off his tough. Then we're going to go find X-Jet, put that into play. It feels like they were pretty mean to us when we started this game. Knocked out a lot of our allies. I could go team building exercise. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to go X-Jet for Nightcrawler. And we'll go ahead and use Nightcrawler to knock the tough to throw 2 damage over here on Pyro. Stand up. Five cards, 2, 4, 5. Where's that symbiote suit? Okay, we got Power Belt, Frozen Solid, and our Snow Cone. I'm going to go up to 3 here. Avalanche is going to attack. We're going to exhaust an ally we control. I think I may block this. Got to bounce. Need to do my long zone 2 run. Have fun. See ya. Yeah, I think I may block this or defend this. No, I'm just gonna block. Yeah, we'll block with X. So it's gonna be 2, 3. It's enough, just enough to take X out. And then these go away. We're gonna exhaust Nightcrawler. After Pyro attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. 1, 2. We'll take 2 indirect damage. We'll go 1 here. And 1 here. He attacked me, so that's 1 more damage onto Pyro. Frostbite goes away. Counter card, Brotherhood Beatdown. Pyro take 2 indirect damage. And then Avalanche exhaust our identity. Yo ho ho. This is mean. Okay. There's no way for me to ready, so I can't do cryokinetic. That's tough. I may frozen solid him again. And flip down potentially. No, this is still kind of tough. What if we go Power Belt, Snow Cone, hang on to Frozen Solid? We're gonna deck out, so we're gonna get an extra card. I think no. I think if we do that, we go Frozen Solid. Yeah. All right, let's go Power Belt. So that gives us 3 hit points, which is much needed. And we can exhaust this to generate a wild for a ice card. We'll go X-Jet, Power Belt, Ever Vigilant to play Frozen Solid on Avalanche. And we'll stand up. Got Snow Cone. Chill Out. We do have 3 of those. Arctic Attack. We decked out. Alrighty. So Avalanche. We got a Frozen Solid. So that's nice. Pyro. Ice Slide. That's a nice pull. And a Rogue. I think we have to get Ice Slide out here soon. Cool. I'm going to go up to 4 here, which is not great. Frozen Solid triggers. And we got a 0 attack. We'll discard 1, 2. We take 2 indirect damage. Then our Retaliate takes Pyro out. 2 encounter cards. Hopping Mad. Toad activates against you. If he's not in play, go find Toad. I think we've only seen Toad 2. So, go find Toad. After Toad attacks and damages a character you control, discard 1 random card from your hand. Then we've got... Not exhausted. But Nightcrawler is exhausted because of Avalanche. No, Avalanche did not activate. Then we got the Brotherhood. And Toad has toughness. Brotherhood. Each Brotherhood minions gains Quick Strike. Luckily that came in after the fact. Okay. Alrighty. Attacks and damages a character you control. Discard 1 card at random from your hand. Alrighty. X-Jet Power Belt. We'll play Chill Out. We'll take 3 out of here. Take this down to 2. Then we're going to throw a Frostbite over here on Toad. We're going to attack. Knock the Tough. We'll take 1 Retaliate. We'll Frostbite here. Cryokinetic will draw us into an ice card, which does ready us. But now we can leave Toad at least 1 round because he will not attack and damage us. Now, Brotherhood Beatdown will be bad, but that's fine. Okay. Rogue and Ice Blast will play Ice Slide. So we get +1 to all of our stats. After you change to alter ego form, shuffle this card back into your deck, but then I will thwart for 2 here to clear the Brotherhood. And I think we're just going to, well, we're going to stay up now that we have Ice Slide out, right? But I think we potentially are going to defend against Avalanche. This is getting a little scary. I think we're just going to, we're going to thwart 2 here. Get this down to 2. Knocks Nightcrawler out. I think we're going to hang on to, we're going to toss Arctic Attack. Because now we have a basic. Yeah. Snow Cone. Ice Wall. Ice Wall is going to be nice. Beak. Frozen Solid. And an Ice Blast. There's all of my ice cards. We'll go up to 3 on the main. Avalanche is going to attack. Yeah. We'll defend. Trigger Frostbite. Come on, give me another ice. Woo! There we go. Nice. Okay. So we get to ready. So we're defending for 3. He's attacking for 2. It's a boost of 3. So we take 2. Yo ho ho. Dang. Avalanche hits kind of hard. Toad attacks, but he takes, or he doesn't do anything. Our encounter card, Groundswell. Avalanche activates against you. So he's attacking us for 4. We will have to defend again. And it's going to be 3 to 3. It's going to be +1. Attach this card to a minion and give it a tough status card. So we defended for 3. He attacked for 4, so we'll take 1 damage here. Oh my gosh. We are not. Ow. Okay. All right. So hello, hey Juan. How's it going? Hope you're doing well as well. Hope you're doing well as well. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we could go Ice Wall and Beak. We could go. I think Frozen Solid makes a lot of sense. And probably still Beak. Potentially hang on to Ice Wall. We're flipping down. But I think I need to thwart this. Choose a player, attach or set aside Frostbite to the villain, and each minion engaged with that player deal 3 damage to each enemy with a copy of Frostbite attached. Oh, he has +5 hit points. Saw a video of you talking about how to defeat Claw. Did you stop making those videos? No, I plan on continuing to make those videos. They just take a lot of work. Yeah. I think the Claw one took me, I don't know, multiple hours before I even like started. So they're just like big projects, and it's just been a busier time. But no, I plan on continuing them. I enjoy them. I enjoy them a lot. I could go Ice Wall. I think what we're gonna do. We have to flip down, right? Let's go X-Jet, Power Belt, Ice Blast to play Frozen Solid on Avalanche. Actually. Snow Cone and Arctic Attack will play Beak. We'll take one off of here. Beak will thwart one here. We'll flip down. Ice Slide goes here. We don't have any ice. Ultron is the hardest. I think Ultron is the hardest. The exception that I would say to that is that Ultron is probably the one that you can best like tech against, and so if you build your deck to beat Ultron, he gets a lot easier, but he's still not easy by any means. Oh wait, Beak has toughness. All of our allies do. Okay. I'm gonna add one. We're confused here. And confused takes priority over frozen solid, I'm like pretty sure. Then Toad will scheme for 2. Take us to 4. Counter card is Blob 3.14. He cannot take more than 2 damage from each attack. Okay. It is our turn. Okay. Okay. We are going to heal for 4. It's going to take us up to 6. We're going to flip up to Iceman. We're going to go Ever Vigilant and X-Jet to play What Doesn't Kill Me to heal for 2. And ready Iceman. We're going to attack Toad. We'll take 1 retaliate. Attach a Frostbite here. Draw, which will ready us, which is great. When is the next episode of the podcast with Villain Theory? Probably on Monday. We're recording it tomorrow. Hey, Dill, thank you so very much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so we have I think we're recording it tomorrow, and I think usually that means it's posted on the following Monday. We're doing basic cards. Thank you, Dill. All right. Beak will thwart 1 here. Let's go Power Belt, Armor, Ever Vigilant, Chill Out to play Ice Wall. So when an identity would take any amount of damage from an enemy attack, place that damage here instead. Then if there's at least 8 damage here, discard this card and attach a set aside copy of Frostbite to whoever just attacked. Okay. We will go ahead and throw 2 damage on Toad. And another Frostbite will take 1 damage. Excited for that episode. Thank you so very much. Yeah. There's so much fun to record. Villain Theory is so so good at like this game. And so it's fun to be working with him. Stand up. I don't think I gave him tough when he came in. Okay. We're going to hang on to Iron Fist. We're going to stand up. We've got Snow Cone, Rendered Medical Aid, X-Gene, TBE 245. Go 1 here. Avalanche Frozen Solid procs. You got 2 here. Then Blob is going to attack us, and the 1 damage will go on Ice Wall. Counter card is Drawing Near. Alrighty, we will have to flip down at some point, because we're going to discard the top, go with the 3rd counter there. Juan, do you have a favorite episode from Shadow of the Cast? Oh, they still attack, so they get 1 here. The tough gets knocked off. Ice Wall with the Retaliate 1 is very nice. Counter card is Pyro 4.0. When he attacks, you take 2 indirect damage. Thanks. I hate it. Alrighty. Cool. Iceman will go ahead and attack to knock this tough. We'll place this here. Cryokinetic. Come on, give me an ice card. No, it's a... No, okay, I'll take a double. Throw Render Medical. Let's hold off on that, actually. We got Power Belt and X-Jet to play Snow Cone. I also take a Retaliate from the Pyro. Snow Cone will deal 2 damage here. Snow Cone will take a Retaliate, but no consequential because it does have a Frostbite attached to it. Hang on to Team Building Exercise. We're going to use these to play Iron Fist. Iron Fist enters play with 2 Mystic counters on him. Whenever he attacks as an interrupt, you can discard a Mystic counter and stun the enemy that was attacked. After Toad attacks and damages a character you control. So let's go ahead and Iron Fist Mystic counter to deal 3 damage here and stun Avalanche. We will take the Retaliate will, or I'm sorry, the Consequential will knock the tough. We will take 1 from Retaliate. We're going to hang on to Team Building Exercise. We're also going to hang on to Beak. Followed your video on Hero Packs to deck build. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. The draft, that was a fun draft. And let's stand up. A team building exercise, Polaris, Strength, Symbiote Suit, and Genius. Alrighty. Go up to 5. Uh-oh. We're stunned here. Toad is going to attack for 2. I'm going to go 2 here. Blob is going to attack. He takes 1 damage. Actually, he should be at 2. That may have been where the tough went, but here we are. And then Pyro 4.0 is going to attack. Place 2 here. 1 Retaliate. And we take 2 indirect damage. I'm going to throw 1 on Iron Fist and 1 on me. I have Scarlet Witch, Wasp, Ant-Man, Wolverine. However, I'm still not able to create a good protection deck. Doctor Strange is also not easy to find right now. Doctor Strange has a lot of good protection cards. Are you looking for like a defense deck or just a good green deck? Because like Spider has repurposed and a lot of the tech stuff, and so that's a really fun green deck, a really fun protection deck, but it's not like a defensive protection deck. Also, this is 1 less because of Pyro. Okay. Counter card is Evil Alliance. If no minions activate this way, place 3 counters on Pursued by the Past. Is this a remove all counter thing? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get Pyro with Quick Strike. Love that. He deals indirect damage. Okay, I guess it'll pop the Ice Wall. 1 damage back to Pyro. Then that goes there. When defeated, the player defeated the scheme discards the top 3 cards of their deck and takes 1 indirect damage for each resource icon. And then we got indirect damage coming our way. So, tough. This is a lot. There's a lot going on here. Okay. Top of the round, we're going to discard this and place a pursuit counter for drawing near. Let's go strength for a team building exercise. Iron Fist will attack, doing 3 damage here to take us down to 8 and stun, and then the retaliate will knock him out. You haven't been able to play the Brotherhood because you're not sure how to set it up. Yeah, so it's a weird scenario for sure. The main thing that you're gonna want to do is there's the mod sets and everything that are listed on the back of 1, and so it's gonna be Brotherhood. And if you want to play with the recommended Mystique, I would maybe switch that out. I hate Mystique. And what you do is there's 4 stage 2 cards. You're gonna choose 1 at random, and that goes into play. And then there's 4 villains. You're gonna choose 1 at random, put that into play. And then you're going to play until you beat however many number of villains. If you're playing standard, that would be 2. And then if you ever lose 2 main schemes, you lose the game, because once a 3rd main scheme goes into the victory display, you lose the game. And the 1st scheme does go into the victory display. So it's a tough one to set up for sure. Okay, Iceman is going to... We're going to lose the main team. I'm going to attack here for 2. I'm going to go Frostbite. Cryokinetic. Give me an ice. It's never vigilant. It does not help. Yeah, it's challenging to set up, but yeah, it's a really cool scenario. Do I go with Symbiote Suit here? If I go with Symbiote Suit, should I have gone with Symbiote Suit before? I think I hang on to Symbiote Suit, and I think I go Polaris. I think this is the play. So let's go team building exercise, X-Jet, Ever Vigilant to play Polaris. She gets toughness. And then I'm going to give Iceman a tough card. Snow Cone will take out Pyro. Or Willy. I do think we have to thwart the main somehow. Can I take the damage? I'm at 4 health. I do have a tough status card. So this is just 1. We'll have to take Pyro out, I think. So that's 2. This is 3 total damage. But it's indirect. Random card. Okay. So that's what we're going to have Snow Cone take out Pyro 4-0. That's going to knock Snow Cone out. And I have Beak, thwart 1 here, so we don't lose the game. Polaris will deal 2 damage here. Take 1 back from the Retaliate. Okay. We're going to hang on to Symbiote Suit and Genius. If we survive this round, we will play the Symbiote Suit, which will give us the health that we need. Okay. Triage, that also will give us health we need. What doesn't kill me will also, and Astonishing X-Men. It's enough to knock us out. For Mutant Genesis, the one I would think I would enjoy the most is Project Wide Awake. It's so good. Clearly, I haven't played Magneto yet. I'll play against all of them before I do the campaign. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Project Wide Awake is really, really good. Mutant Genesis is just such a good box. I like the villains in Mutant Genesis a ton. Alrighty. We're going to add 2. This is going to take us up to 6. Avalanche is stunned. Pyro is going to attack. We're going to put 1 on Polaris because he does indirect damage. And then the Retaliate will knock Pyro out. Toad is going to attack. We'll take it into the tough. Retaliate 1. After Toad attacks and damages the character. And then Blob is going to attack and take 1. We'll do a Retaliate 1 there. 2 encounter cards. First one is Pyromaniac. Pyro activates against you. If he's not there, and they did clarify. Well, oh, that's interesting. I actually don't know which one I pull. I'm gonna pull this one because typically it's self-referential. You would pull the one from Mansion Attack, but then there isn't one, and so there's 2 of them now. I don't know. Oh, nice! I came back for some Iceman. Question: Iceman is obviously the best, yes. But why do you think he's the best? I like the fact that he like debuffs in a non-traditional way, and I like debuffing a lot. I think that that's a fun like control style game, and so I enjoy that kind of play style. Nemesis versions, yeah, but Nemesis version kills me, and I want to play the game. So, you should play a live stream campaign, then upload it as YouTube as part 1, 2. I think I've done that for every campaign. I don't love the campaign mechanics. I don't love the campaigns, but I think I have played every single campaign and have it up on YouTube for each one. Yeah, I think I do. Under fire, Surge, reveal the top card encounter deck. Jeez. Blob. And Pyromaniac. Pyro activates against you. After he attacks, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Take 1 indirect damage for each printed resource icon. We got 1, 2. We're down to 1 health. Retaliate knocks this off, though. There's so many minions, team. So many minions. Alrighty. Drawing near. Okay. Genius, X-Jet, and Yeah. No. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Um, I want to play what doesn't kill me, but in order to do that, I need. I guess I'm not playing triage then. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna play triage. Okay, so X-Jet, Genius, Triage will play Symbiote Suit. So we get plus 10 hit points, extra encounter card, and plus one to all of our stats. Really enjoy the stunning confused lock with Iceman so you can store frostbites on the villain. Yeah. Heck yeah. It's pretty fitting that you would be swarmed by the Brotherhood. They're all kind of incompetent, but together they are annoying. Nice. um, alrighty. So now we have 3 attack. I think I need to. I could take out Toad. So he's sitting at 2, 4, 6, 7. So he only has one attack left, or one health left. I may use Polaris to just take out Toad, but Polaris is a nice blocker. If I'm not taking Polaris out, I could go with Blob and attack Blob. Yeah, we're gonna attack Blob. Go here, Frostbite. Cryokinetic is gonna get us a Ice Wall, which will stand us up. Oh, that's huge, actually. I'm gonna play Ice Wall. Yeah, 100,000% playing Ice Wall. So team building exercise. I guess then Power Belt. What doesn't kill me? Astonishing X-Men for Ice Wall. Ooh, yeah, huge lucky Ice Wall draw. Ice Wall draw. Nice. And then we have to thwart 2 here, or else we lose the game. So it's gonna go down to 4. Um, I think Polaris is still gonna chump Avalanche because I had 1 health. Um, Symbiote Suit's in the deck because I have so many readies that like I can just capitalize on the additional stat boost like pretty frequently. Um, but I played it this round because it gave me 1 more health. um, yeah, Polaris is gonna chump block Ice or Avalanche. All right, let's stand up. I was like, I could have Polaris attack Blob, and then the Retaliate would knock Blob out. But we got Chill Out. That's going to be nice. Armor. Frozen Solid. Let's go. Rogue 2, 4. Ice Slide. Nice. And Established Perimeter. Whew. All right, let's go up to 6. Avalanche is going to attack. We'll block with Polaris. It's going to be a lot. Oh, I'm so glad that Brother Beatdown is gone. Okay. All right. Toad is going to attack for 2. We'll place 2 here. Retaliate will knock Toad out. Place 1 here from Blob. Place 2 here from, or just 1 here from this Blob. Frostbite goes away. Retaliate takes that to 4. Pyro is going to attack. Discard the top 2 cards of our deck. 1, 3. Ow. Go down to 8. Okay. And then Retaliate 1 here. Okay. Okay. 2 encounter cards. Immovable blob activates against you. Okay. So we'll take 2 here. And then retaliate 1. And Dark Designs. Oh, shoot. For some reason, I thought that we were done with Dark Designs. There's game. I thought I had seen all the Dark Designs. Yo, that was tough. That was mean. That was a mean little encounter right there. I'm done to try it again. Yeah, why not, right? I'm like that was brutal. That was pretty brutal. The cut off guard turn 1 was mean. If you ever made a storm deck where you utilize weather that gives everyone retaliate 1, feel like it could be good. I don't I don't know if I have. I don't know if I have, but that sounds fun. I have played a storm deck where I give people retaliate 1 to trigger more rogue plays or more rogue benefits once she has her like stuff out. And that's a lot of fun. Which wave is my favorite one? Um, in terms of heroes, probably Mutant Genesis. Sinister Motives is really really good. It was I was going back and forth in my mind between Sinister Motives uh um or Mutant Genesis. I think Next Evolution is the best box, but when we take into account the other heroes in the wave, I really like Mutant Genesis is also a larger wave than normal, so skewed a little bit. Alrighty. Now we know what we need to do. Not lose. Alrighty. Ooh. Deal each player face down encounter card. That goes there. Reroll a 5 or 6. 1. We got each character gets +1 attack. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, back with Avalanche. That feels right though. It feels like we need to take on Avalanche. We need to prove to ourselves that we can beat them. Starts with 18. We're gonna remember the tough status this time. All right. We got this. Avalanche is not great. None of them are really that good. I think potentially Blob is the easiest to start out with. I think Toad is the worst to start with because you're just like playing a card down. All right. Two, four, six. Cryokinetic, love it, frozen solid, the X Jet, strength, chill out, and triage. Part of me straight up just wants to do that and buy a turn. Especially, I think Tota's random card discard. Random is tough. Random is very, very tough. I think this is the play here. I'm gonna mulligan these three just to see what we get. Utopia, Render Medical Aid, and Ice Slide. Ooh, Ice Slide is also really good. All right. Strength to play Cryokinetic. We'll flip up to Iceman. We will attack to knock the tough. Add a Frostbite. Draw into a Rogue, which we don't get to ready. Rogue, Render Medical Aid, and either Utopia or Ice Slide. I think I may hang on to. We can shuffle Ice Slide back in. I do plan on flipping down um, at some point. So we'll go these three to play Frozen Solid. We're going to hang on to Utopia. But I do lose X Jet, but I think X Jet I'll just grab with build support. Um, that's kind of my plan is to use X Jet to get build or use build support to get X Jet. Stand up. We got Chill Out, Frozen Solid again, Astonishing X-Men, Ice Wall. Oof. We'll go one here. Frozen Solid. Frostbite. Got two cards. First one, Sinister Strike. We're going to place a pursuit counter, and then he's going to attack for 2. We'll take it. 3. Exhaust the character. Dang it. So 3 total. So we go down to 8, and we're exhausted. So worst of both worlds. And Dark Designs. Holy cow, team. It's going to scheme for 2, 3. So we go up to 5 here. Jeez, that was brutal. So sad. Could go Ice Wall. Oh, he has +1 attack. Need to remember that. How do you store this game? Yeah, it's a lot. I have a whole video on how I store the game. I have 4 different boxes. I store modular sets, aspect cards, heroes, and villains all in their different box. I store aspect cards in alphabetical order, and then I have a binder that I keep all the aspect cards in. Um, it's a it's a whole thing. Oh, jeez. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Frozen Solid and flip down, but then I don't get to shuffle anything back in. I actually tried your binder system and love it. Makes deck building a lot more. Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. We're gonna hang on to Ice Wall. I'm gonna just play Frozen Solid. Flip down and stand up. Got Snow Cone, X Gene. Nice pull on X Gene there. Chill Out, Energy, and a What Doesn't Kill Me. Cool. Gonna go up to 6. Frozen Solid procs. Encounter card is Immovable. Blob. We'll go find Blob. After he attacks and damages a character, we stun the character. And he has guard. I love looking at the pages of allies. You really get to appreciate the art in the game. Yeah. It feels like I'm reading a comic book. Okay. Okay, let's use What Doesn't Kill Me to play X Gene. We're at 6 health. We're going to flip up to Iceman. We're going to attack for 2 here, triggering Freeze. Cryokinetic will draw us into a Ever Vigilant, which we do not need. Ever Vigilant and X Gene will play Chill Out to remove 3 threat to take this down to 3. And we're going to attach a Frostbite. To Blob. Energy will play Snow Cone. Snow Cone. Oh, wait, actually, this is 3. Snow Cone will attack for. So we're going to put the Frostbite here. Snow Cone will attack for 3 because everyone gets +1. That's how the game works. We got Ice Wall here. We're going to hang on to that. Yo, did I make sure past recaps? Yeah, we did that. We did that this morning. But I'll probably I'll probably put it out as a vlog. VOD. Ugh, words are hard. Got Beak. X. Huge. TBE. Arctic Attack. 2, 4, 5. Go 1 here. Avalanche is going to attack. 3 attacks you exhaust an ally you control. So we would lose the Snow Cone, but I was there but didn't see you. I typically skip Saturday though. Crazy packed. It was crazy packed, and I wasn't there on Sunday, so I left Sunday morning. But yeah, it felt very full. But yeah, how was it? How was it for you? We're gonna go ahead and defend, triggering here. Cryokinetic, draw us into an Ever Vigilant. So we're defending for 2. He's attacking for 1, +3. Jeez, it's kind of a brutal setup. So that's 4 total. So wait, hold on. He was attacking for 1, 4. I defended for 2, so we take 2. +1, because everyone has +1 attack. Yo. Ow. Hey, Nelson. How you doing? Doing fantastic. How are you doing, Nathan? You did a Dice Zone tournament and went 3-1. Nice. That's awesome. Was it when you do a Dice Zone tournament? Do you bring a character or do you get assigned a random character? I love that everyone uses Beak so much. He's such an awesome character. He's also a really strong card. I like Beak a lot. Got Pyro 4-0. When he attacks you, take 2 indirect damage. Alrighty. Ever Vigilant X Gene will play Arctic Attack to take out Pyro 4-0. We'll ditch our hand to play X. We'll confuse Avalanche. X will thwart for 3. We'll stand up. We got Polaris, Snow Cone, Genius, Arctic Attack, Nightcrawler. I managed to pick up Cyclops, Phoenix, and Strange. Nice. You can imagine my excitement. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. Magic Moose, you bring 3, ban 1. Oh, that's a cool way to do it. I like that a lot. Your opponent gets to choose 1 to ban. Interesting. You got smoked by a Pyromancer on your first loss? Oh, no. Phoenix is a lot of fun. Cyclops, they're all, yeah. That's really awesome. I'm surprised you were able to find Strange. That's impressive. Avalanche is going to attack. We'll block with X. It's going to be 4, 5. I am stunned. X is uber gone. And counter card is Brotherhood Beatdown. Avalanche, exhaust your identity. Yikes, team. Team! And then Snow Cone is exhausted too. It's brutal. It is brutal. All right. XG Nightcrawler will Arctic attack to remove stun. Genius Snowcone will play Polaris. Give us our tough status card here. Polaris will hit for 3. I'm going to flip down. I don't have anything to shuffle in. They figure out the mechanics behind Phoenix to truly unlock her potential. Yeah, I would say that I typically, when I'm building for Phoenix, I'm building either a Restrained or a Unleashed deck. And I try and sit in that um, whatever mode that is for the majority of the game. And so, like, if I'm going like more control, more paced, like a kind of a tempo style, I'm gonna probably sit in restrain most of the game, manage threats, and like deal with things else like other ways, like allies, all that type of damage. But if I go unleashed, I may do that for like the last turn. But sometimes it's just fun to just go unleashed and go insane. Do you have someone to play multiplayer? Or do you always play true solo? I mostly play true solo. Sometimes, like I don't have. Yeah, I mostly play true solo. I have done videos where I play multiplayer. He spent 60 for Strange. Bit disappointed with how powerful he is, but I have. Yeah. Plus, he comes with some really solid cards. We get 6 cards. We got Iron Fist. That's gonna be nice. What doesn't kill me? Armor. Power Belt. Symbiote Suit. And Ice Blast. Go 1. Confuse. Dark Design. Oh my gosh, team. 1 here. He's going to scheme for 2. 4. Okay, so we don't lose. Nice. All right, from D20, when you played Unmatched, you were a madman who just. Oh, yeah, of course. Wait, how are you supposed to play? Is that not how you're supposed to play? No, I'm just kidding. Um, would you be open to doing a deck building tutorial? I've always played precons, but I've been really wanting to get into optimize my deck build. It just seems a little bit overwhelming. Yeah, I have a video. Okay, before I answer, Nathan, what would you want out of a deck building tutorial? I do play two-handed one. Yeah, I do play two-handed. I don't do it on stream, mainly because I miss so much playing one-handed on stream already, and so all my two-handed plays are recorded, and I typically I'll just upload those to YouTube. His old deck new trick series is helpful. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I want to Nathan. I want to know what you're looking for out of a deck building tutorial because I may have some stuff for you. Alrighty. I don't think I'm dropping Symbiote Suit quite yet. I think I need to deal with what's going on before then. Um, let's flip up to Iceman. We'll attack for 3. Frostbite, Cryokinetic, Establish Perimeter. Sweet. Okay. Um, Symbiote Suits, Armor. What doesn't kill me? Ice Blast. We'll play Iron Fist. And actually, I may hang on to, may use Establish Perimeter and hang on to. No, I'm good with that. to play Iron Fist. Iron Fist will deal 4 damage here. So we're at 12, so we'll go down to 8. And remove a Mystic counter to stun. Polaris will thwart 1 here, so we don't lose the main. Snow Cone will hit for 3. I'm going to toss Establish Perimeter. Actually, how many cards do I have? I have 4. I'm going to hang on to Establish Perimeter, mainly just so I don't deck out. Because I'm just going to, like, I'm gonna just get a little bit of tempo here. So, for example, I feel my deck is a bit bloated with similar cards and not exactly the strategy I like to go for. For example, 1 more Redding Strange or less Redding allies for Phoenix. Yeah. So I did a series with Villain Theory. That I probably should just pin that to the YouTube homepage because I think that's probably one of the better series I've ever done. That's a little bit more advanced. It's a little bit more advanced. I have Deck Factory videos, which is another playlist that would be on my channel. That is not necessarily how to build decks, but it is. I go very in depth with what the deck is trying to do and how I built the deck, and try and explain that. But to figure out, maybe yeah, just like a general overview. There is a video from Get Up and Game, who has a video called, I think it's called From Precon to Powerhouse, which is a really good deck building video, and it talks about how you can take like a precon and modify it and change it a little bit to make it a very competitive deck. I would check that out. Um, yeah, there's a lot of um, there's a lot of things that are very close to what you want, but I don't know if there's something that's exactly what you're looking for quite out there. Um, that's a good question. Yeah, friendly. Do you know about Marvel CDB? That's how I learned. Is I went and I just copied a lot of decks on CDB, and then started modifying from there, which I think is a really good way to like start. Um, Unmatched is fun. I love playing as Daredevil and Luke Cage. No Iron Fist, but at least they have Daredevil. You have 4 cards. Stand up. Um, Who's my favorite heroes to pair? Oh, dude, I just did a video on this. I don't quite remember who made it into the number 1 spot, but I love Rogue and probably Storm. That has to be who I put in my top spot, because Storm can pass out additional like modify abilities. She can give like Retaliate or SETI, which then pumps Rogues up. It's so much fun. Yeah, Rogue and Storm are so much fun to play together. We got Ice Blast, Ever Vigilant, Superpower Training, Established Perimeter, and a Power Belt. I'm gonna go 1 here. Stun. And counter card. Hot Headed. After you attach a Frostbite upgrade to an enemy, take 1 damage. After you make a basic recovery, discard this card. Okay. So I'm not gonna do the freeze ability for Cryokinetic, because then that's just gonna knock the tough. I think there's a way, there should be a way to go in and say which cards you have in your collection. I don't know if you can actually filter on cards that you have in your collection. Um, you may be able to. The other thing, yeah, yeah. Go establish perimeter for a superpower training. Comes out with 3. Uh, toss these for a power belt. You get 3 hit points. Iron Fist will deal 4 to Avalanche. And stun him. Polaris will. We're just going to lose this main. Okay, so we're gonna thwart one here. It's gonna knock her out. Yeah, I think we're just gonna lose that, and that's fine. We're gonna flip down. We do get to shuffle 1 ice card in because we do have that frostbite. That's gonna be an ice slide. Or it could be an ice wall actually. That wouldn't be bad. Frozen solid is not bad either. But I do like ice slide. Though we do have a super we can ice slide is gonna be better. Into here. But you have to buy everything. We will recover. So we go up to. Oh, what am I doing with my counters here? We're at 7, so we go up to 11. Oh, and snow cone. Nope, snow cone's not going to attack. We'll stand up. Counter card. Ice slide. Build support. Ah. X. Nice. Ever vigilant. Frozen solid. One more card. Genius. Perfect. Okay. We'll go 1. We'll scheme for enough. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Every character gains retaliate 1. Oh, that's going to make it harder for me to keep him here on stage 1. That'll be fine. Yeah, I like this hand a lot. I have not watched Skeleton Crew yet. No, I haven't. Right now, we're currently watching Silo. I need to watch Skeleton Crew. Yeah. Is it good? Do you like it? I've heard it's fun. Get that ice slide into play. Heck yeah. First up, Groundswell. Avalanche activates against you. Alrighty, so he's gonna scheme for 2. After this activation, put a counter here. This goes up to 3. We're gonna get Pyro. Quick Strike does not do anything. That comes in with 3. We got an acceleration. And if this is a scheme, I'll flip the table. Oh, it's Toad. Cool. All right. All right. While we're down here, we're not going to really do anything, so let's stand up to Iceman. Let's go ahead and let's go Power Belt, Ever Vigilant to play. No, let's go Build Support to play Ice Slide. It's just +1 to all of our stats. We're going to attack, interrupt, but this gets discarded. We're going to draw into an established perimeter, so no ready for us. That's fine. I think we're gonna leave superpower training out there. Um, because I think I want to push Avalanche after the stun resolves, and then I can hit superpower training for a frozen solid on our next one. I think that's a little burned out by Star Wars and MCU these days. Nah, that's totally fair. It's pretty good, totally for kids, but with enough old fans. Okay, cool, nice. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm more that for um I think I'm more that for the MCU than I am um uh than Star Wars. I think I would have a hard time getting burned out with Star Wars. I love Star Wars so much. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. Established Perimeter Genius will play Professor X. Um, X will. I think Stun Pyro. We'll port 3 here with X. I'm going to toss both of these. Actually, I may hang on to Ever Vigilant. Nah, we'll toss it. Stand up. We've got Nightcrawler, Ice Wall. That's going to be nice. Ice Blast, Frozen Solid. What doesn't kill me? 2, 4, 5. I'd like to see more Daredevil. I'd be unburnt out for that. Yeah. The world just needs more Daredevil. Why are they withholding him? I have no idea. Stun. Counter card is Pyro's Flamethrower. Attached to Pyro. Guys against her. When Pyro attacks you, discard the top card of your deck. It gets +1 attack for each resource icon on that card. Alright, Pyro's gotta go. Cool. X goes away. I'm just gonna lose this tough status card, I think. That's fine. Touch set a cosplay to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. Yeah, what if we go X-Gene, Power Belt, Frozen Solid for an Ice Blast? We're gonna go here and here. Deal 3 damage. That seems like I'm way overpaying for that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. It seems like way too much money. Let's just have Iron Fist push push Avalanche. So we're gonna get a new one. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, and if it's Pyro, we discard Pyro. So that's kind of fun. 5, 6 is Blob. Toughness. After he attacks and damages a character, stun that character. He comes in with 19. He does have tough. If I could design a hero for Marvel Champions, what would I choose? That's a good question. Oops. I want to see Luke Cage. I think Luke Cage would be a lot of fun. Then we deal ourselves an encounter card because it saved the school. We'll go ahead and hit here for 3. Take a Retaliate, knock the Tough. Cryokinetic, get us Utopia, not an ice card. And Snow Cone will take Pyro out. Okay. Power Belt. Nightcrawler, what doesn't kill me. We'll play Frozen Solid. Then Ice Blast, Ice Wall, we'll play Utopia. It feels like we're starting to get there. Stand up. Now we're gonna scheme out, don't worry. Strength. Beak. Rogue. Chill out. Chill out. Nice. Okay. Go here. Frozen Solid. 2 cards. First one is a Master Plan. So we got 4 here. And 4 on Superpower Training. We'll probably just not look at Superpower Training again and play over it. And Drawing Near. And we'll start. We got X-Jet for 1. I'm worried about characters like Luke Cage and Iron Fist in the game. Like, how do you design martial arts characters for Marvel Champions, make them feel different and unique? I don't know. I feel like, like, with like Maria and Nick, I feel like those are different and pretty unique and feel as well. Well, new Daredevil show coming out next. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think I have had that concern before, and I think the designers always kind of handle that. I don't know if I don't have really any complaints. Alrighty, let's go ahead and forward for 2 here. We'll use a Strength to play Beak. Remove 2 threat. Utopia, we're ready. Beak will knock the Tough. Knock himself out. I will attack for 3. Take 1 back. We've got a Frostbite. Draw into a Energy for Cryokinetic. Nice. Ooh, do we go Rogue here? That'd be kind of crazy. Nah. Energy for a Chill Out. I'm going to remove 3 here. I lied to you. We are going to go after it. And then we've got a X-Gene Power Belt for a Chill Out to remove 3. And another. Snow Cone will hit for 2 and take 1 because of the Retaliate. Nathan, I have to have a look at CDB, but I'm not sure if they have a filter options. I need to look at that. Yeah, I can't remember. I cannot remember if they do or not. We got Rogue. I think I'm going to hang on to Rogue. I feel like Rogue is good. All right, let's stand up. Did I flip down without doing Ice Slide? I think I may have. Oh well. Arctic Attack, Ice Blast, Astonishing X-Men, Snow Cone 2, 4, 5. We got 2. Blob is going to attack us for 2. We'll take it. Plus 2, minus 4. We take 0 damage. He takes Retaliate 1. Our encounter card is a Hopping Mad. We're going to go grab Toad. Thanks for the advice. I'll have to go look at your series with Villain Theory. Yeah, hopefully it helps. I have to go, but this is always super fun. Wish you a lovely rest of the week. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. We got Toad. And then it is our turn. Let's go ahead and attack. Take out Toad. Cryokinetic. Hey, Ice card. Let's go. Okay. We're gonna just thwart off a superpower training. And we'll find Frozen Solid on Blob. X Gene Power Belt will play Arctic Attack. So 4 damage and attach a set aside copy of Frostbite. Take 1 back. Goes down to 9. Snow Cone will knock himself out to do 2. Takes this down to 7. Astonishing X-Men and Ice Blast will play a Snow Cone. Utopia will ready. Iceman will go ahead and attack for 3. We'll go ahead and do 3 villains. How about that? Snow Cone will hit him for 2. Take 1. We'll hang out there. I think we're going to toss Rogue. We're going to hang on to Arctic Attack. Stand up. We got Polaris, Ever Vigilant, Triage. What doesn't kill me? 2, 4, 5. Perfect. We got 4. Blob is going to attack for 2. We'll take it. Discard the top card of your deck. It gets +1 boost icon. So +1. So 3 minus 3. So no damage. Oh no, he was Frozen Solid. Just kidding. So that's actually going to be our card. So Frozen Solid triggers. There goes Frostbite. All right, now our card. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Take 1 indirect damage for each resource. So, Symbiote 2 was 1. Chill Out was 2. Okay. Snow Cone will go ahead and take out Blob. No retaliate. Or even odd. Pyro. Retaliate is so bad. Yeah, it's so sad, right? Pyro comes with toughness, 17 hit points. And Pyro, we've seen him as a Nemesis minion, a minion, and a villain now. So that's fun. Poor Cones. Could I make Cyclops work if I only have his pack and rogues? Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'm in South Africa, so it's harder to get access to all the X-Men wave stuff yet right now. Yeah, I think so. You can I'm not quite sure what you have, but if you go, there's a deck by Villain Theory that's part of his unusual X-Men builds. That's a Cyclops deck that I don't. It may mess with some of the X-Men cards, but the main idea is it's not even using X-Men stuff or like his X-Men gimmick. It's all about tactic upgrades. Yes, but yes, you can. Cyclops is really good, and he gets even better with more packs. Also, I didn't draw near. He gets better with more packs, but he's still very, very good with just his own pack and like tactic upgrades. Okay. Go ahead and attack here. Knock the tough. Get a retaliate cryokinetic. Draw us into an ever vigilant, so we don't get to ready. Still need to mess around with aggression Cyclops. Yeah, aggression Cyclops is cool. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a triage and ever vigilant. We'll play ever vigilant, so we'll ready, remove 2 threat. We'll attack for 3. here. We take Retaliate 1. Had X-Gene Power Belt to play Arctic to deal 6. 5, 6. We take 1. Got Polaris and What Doesn't Kill Me in my hand. Hang on to What Doesn't Kill Me. Toss Polaris. Stand up. After you attack, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Take 1 indirect damage for each card discarded. Ew. It's kind of brutal, actually. I may flip down. I lose Ice Slide, but I can shuffle it right back in. I'm going to hang on to Polaris. I'm going to flip down. We'll lose Ice Slide, and I get to shuffle 2 cards back in. So it's going to be Ice Slide and this is playing with fire. I feel like we're going to lose this if we do this. Arctic Attack? Actually, no, just 2 Arctic Attacks, right? Because that's game. What do you prefer, heroes or villains? Probably heroes. Got an encounter card. Alrighty. Pyro scheming for 0. +1. Takes him to 5. I don't know why I did this. Toad 2-0. After it engages you, place 1 upgrade you control under. So that'll be X-Gene. And then Pyro. Pyro Surges. Mojo Runner. Each minion and ally gains tough. That's Surges. Ice Droid M. Each minion gains guard. At the end of the round, first player searches the encounter deck and discard power for a minion and puts it into play engaged. That's fine. We'll grab Toad. We will flip up to Iceman. Power Belt to render medical aid. We'll play Arctic Attack for 6. 6 more. Oh, actually, they don't have Frostbite, so I'll attack first. But yeah. That was a mean little encounter. If you go Brotherhood with Sci-Fi, that's not nice. Ronin or Venom Goblin? In terms of, I prefer Venom Goblin over the 2. Ronin is just oppressively bad. Venom Goblin is also that, but he seems more fair. I think he's harder without needing to just add Surge onto all the cards. Whereas that's what Ronin is. So I think that Venom Goblin is more fun of a challenging villain rather than Ronin just being a challenging, oppressive villain that's not really even that fun. But yeah. Cool. Yeah. That was jeez. I don't think I should have flipped out, but here we are. Nice. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you all so very much for hanging out. Hope everyone's having a good week. I'm going to be back on Friday. We're going to be playing some Lord of the Rings on Friday. Going to finish out the Return of the King box, and get that back onto the table. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've been really enjoying that box. I've been really enjoying the heroes that come. I don't think there's a guard. Yeah, there's no guard. Yeah, just finished. Yeah, trap it. But yeah, so each minion gains guard. Gains patrol. Okay. So I would attack Toad, take Toad out. Arctic Attack. Toad, Cryokinetic withdraw, Symbiote Suit. Okay, so I guess I can do this. So Toad's gone. Symbiote Suit, render medical aid. We'll play What Doesn't Kill Me. To ready. I'll take out Toad. And then 4-10. So there you go. Okay. You remember to log in for the points. Nice. Nice. Good. Um, which villain for you has the perfect level of difficulty? Probably Claw. I really like Claw. I think Claw is so good. Uh, just so good for deck testing in terms of like throws a lot at you. So pretty consistent pressure can be modulated very well with different sets and just like can stress every single side of the hero. And I'm talking about expert claw. Standard claw is still pretty good. Standard claw is still pretty good, but I think expert claw is probably the best like difficulty range if I'm looking for just like all around uh challenge. So I like it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go bundle up. Expert Claw is so front loaded. Yep, yep, really scary, really intense. Really intense that first time, which is fun. It's great how well Claw has stayed relevant. Yeah. Same with Ultron. Rhino is the weakest in that first box. I think Green Goblin is also really good. Yeah, I saw the it's not easy being green or whatever the weekly challenge is, where they modified risky business because typically when I modify risky business, I had a crisis icon on the Norman side, but they did it where I think it was like if you ever had 6 infamy counters, then you lose the game, which I thought was a really cool like way to modify that scenario as well. But yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, I appreciate y'all. I hope everyone has a good time. I know you don't play heroic, but Rhino is actually fun on heroic and easier than a lot of expert villains. Feels like Rhino would be harder on heroic because the the only reason Rhino is hard is because of Advance, and so you're just increasing the likelihood that you would draw Advance, right? Because if you draw 2 advances, you lose the game. He does hit really hard. True, yeah. Which is not the hardest. Yeah, I think he does have overkill actually, and stampede, which can be brutal. Yeah, interesting. Did him with heroic and symbiote module felt easier than the hardest villains on expert. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. I think you could probably get up to like heroic. I think heroic 2 would probably be easier than Ronin expert because Ronin expert is effectively heroic 1. Actually, Ronin expert's probably heroic 2. So I think Rhino heroic 3 would probably be easier than Ronin expert because his cards are not as bad. And Ronin expert, you're always doing 2 cards. Now you have a way to cancel treacheries, but then likelihood is one of those cards is going to surge. So you're probably dealing with 3 encounter cards each round. So that's effectively heroic 2, right? So I would think that Rhino heroic 3 would probably be closer on par with Ronin expert. Does that make any sense at all? um, it also depends on what modulars you're using, I guess, because the yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I like playing easier villains like Rhino Crossbones and Norman on heroic. Gives them a new challenge. That's fun. Nice. Yeah, I've heard standard 2 is a good way to do that as well. Because standard 2 is brutal. Um yeah. Nice. Or adding one of the sinister um sorry, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. Adding one of the sinister mod sets. So like if you give crossbones or rhino flight, they just have +1 attack and overkill. Like that's pretty brutal too. Um super strength is steady, and telepathy is retaliate 1, I think. So, yeah, there's a lot. I love this game because there's so many cool ways to modulate it and stuff, and everyone can find that difficulty that like works for them. I just think that that's really fun and a really cool way to just build each one of those. Cool. Awesome. I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a great rest of the week. I'll see you all on Friday for some Lord of the Rings. But until then, have a good one. Peace.